Hello and welcome to the Florence Event Story, Thrilled Wonderland. Well, you can bet that will be a thrilling adventure with this unhinged doll. I know her from NeuroCloud, and she is very, well, interesting in NeuroCloud too. The whole medical department would not be so funny without her. And there's interesting numbers going on here. Some equations, some hacking stuff. Yeah, I don't know what's wait. I don't know when she came on the Elmo. Who knows? All I know that, well, a wonderland of surprises and excitement. Don't worry, this place is extremely unsafe. Yeah, I know that this place is extremely unsafe. That's what we know. Sunlight, cherry music. The sound of an amusement park. And... Commander, I have got you now. The voice is familiar, but I cannot recall the speaker's name. Oh, what will I ever do with you? I guess I will have to help you out with this specially concocted elixir. Oh, so filled with love. That's definitely Florence. Well, I also don't know how we end up in the amusement park in the first place. The sunlight flares more dazzling than before. Ah, look, she's actually small. Wow. Yeah, she does look, or I imagine. Like, this is the first time I see her. It's not 3D model, but it's more like it. Oh my, he leaves. He's to make it last. You alright? A girl stares intently at me, wrenching her hand. After realizing that I have come to my senses, the worried look on her face softens. Eyes, once gaping in shock, are soon filled with warm mirth. Commander, do you remember who I am? That's good to know. I still don't know how we are connected to NeuroCloud. Maybe? Is this one? Flo? A name comes to mind, but when I try to think back on who it might be attached to, all I see is blurred mental images. Oh, that's right. I'm Florence. The girl calling herself Florence winks playfully at me after finishing. Her familiar face and her gentle, yet heated smile look very inviting. Don't you think it is a bit of a waste of sleeping by yourself on the ground after coming all the way to an amusement park? How did we end up? It's not like I wanted to sleep here. How I ended up in this place is a mystery, even to myself. Yeah, let me guess. It's either all a dream, or she just kidnapped us. As I try to recall my situation, I find that my thoughts are all blur, like I'm watching through a thick fog. If this were a game, my situation would be like a freshly made character dumps into unfamiliar surroundings. While my self-perception is functionally normally, I know nothing about my identity and my surrounding. Meanwhile, this girl here seems to know me. So, who is Florence? Uh-huh. She narrows her eyes as she smiles, but she cannot hide the confusion in them. After thinking a little more, I decide to share a little more with her. Do you know me very well? Also, the commander, is it me? In my murky memories, I do recall something about having once lived with many dolls. Or rather, given the way you are speaking to me, does it mean we have walked together many times before? Oh my! You are serious, aren't you? Oh, dearie me. My, don't tell me you have got so used to playing dumb around dolls that it become a reflex. Judging by her reaction, she seems to be disappointed that I asked that question. The air seems to freeze up, and Florence steps forward, placing a hand on my forehead. Body temperature normal, pulse normal, all vital signs normal. You're perfectly healthy, or at least your body is. Saying so, she cups my cheeks in her hands, writing her face closer and closer to mine. I see. Cannot be helped then. It is only then she presses her forehead to mine that I can clearly see the heart-shaped pupil flashing in her eyes like a lighthouse. A quiet beep tells me that she is collecting my body's parameters. Wait, so her eyes are actually like this, not just visually? Considering how quickly and efficiently she's doing this, she must be a medical doll of some sort. Yep, that's what I know. Should I do also neural cloud? Like her files? Okay. I size her up. Apart from the syringe she's holding, Florence has various medical paraphernalia all over her, which reinforce my suspicions. Are you interested in this, Commander? By the way, I'm pretty sure she's French or Italian. Florence, it's French, She seemed to have noticed how I'm staring at the syringe and smiles warily at me. This is just a shot of ordinary glucose solution. You know, it is nothing more than an energy supplement. Florence uncaps the syringe and gulps down the content of the liquid within. Then licks her lips clean. While she seems a little forward, a proper medical doll would probably have a hard time doing any harm to a human being. With that in mind, she can be trusted for the time being. More importantly, she feels familiar. I realized that the moment I saw her, we knew each other. I'm sure of it. And judging by her reaction, it is very likely that she is, or at least, she used to be a friend of mine. Oh my, you have an interesting look on your face. Much as I would like to punish you for getting me an amnesia commander, that might open up more interesting ways for us to have fun. I suddenly want to rescind my evaluation of her trustworthiness. Oh well, it cannot be helped then. I will just have to introduce myself again for your sake. My name is Florence. As you can see, I am the manager of this amusement park. Manager. Medical doll. Oh. For the time being, of course. Okay. And right now, I'm your caring and reliable guide as you travel through it. The manager. This seems somewhat different from the impression I have formed of her in such a short time. Even though you're a medical doll? Medical dolls can do many things. She doesn't elaborate and returns to what she was saying earlier. As for calling you Commander, well, many people have called you that. But if you don't like that from of us, shall I call you something else? Like, dear customer, master, senpai, boss, Or caretaker? Why do those titles sound even more and more familiar? She didn't call us professor? Or are you saying you would prefer that I will call you darling? God. This doll that I have met last 10 minutes ago flashes me a coquettish smile before sliding up to my ear and breathing into it with a hot, moist whisper. Oh God. I reflexively take 2 steps back, driving away from her. I will pass. Just call me something normal, like Commander. Alright then, if you say so, darling. She smiles playfully at me. Now then, since we have got you up to speed, shall we begin our tour? Florence grabbing my hand with a certainty that brooks no refusal and drags me towards the amusement park. Wait, a tour? Did you really only come here to sleep, Commander? Much as I would like to give her a concrete answer, the inside of my heart are still murky, and I cannot concretely state the reason why I came here. What I can be sure of is that it definitely was not just to play around. No matter how hard you think about it, you won't be able to leave, right? I cannot leave? What does it mean? As for what it means, you will find it out in a bit. In any case, I would recommend you that just relax and enjoy yourself in a bit. Who knows, perhaps your real objective might be hidden in there somewhere. No? Okay, I don't know if we have something similar to Paris event that we are not... Yeah, the Paris part of the event, that we are stuck in a simulation. But we're not really... at all. I don't know. Florence doesn't bother waiting for a response and heads into the amusement park. Flower petals and ribbon suddenly appears in her wake. The sound of lively music grows louder and louder. The colors grow more intense and seems to throw in my head, making me a little dizzy. All this seems to be the prelude to some bizarre and psychedelic joke. In any case, let me introduce you once more to Thrilled Wonderland. Almost at the same time, a pair of aliens appears, holding colorful balloons. The sight of them standing in the middle of an amusement park is both absurd and creepy at the same time. A powerful sense of wrongness fills my mind. Things like that should not exist in an amusement park, right? But they are clowns that create the atmosphere of festive and joy. Aren't those perfectly normal? Clowns? Is that what those elites are? Either we are hallucinating or she just mutated them to do what she wants. It is perfectly normal to have costumes, clowns, and NPCs in an amusement park, Commander. Why don't you try talking them down and see what prizes you get? The sense of wrongness fades away into a blur, like the rest of the thoughts in my head, without Florence needing to convince me. It is as though I were dreaming. It is normal, you say? I guess it is. I instinctively reach for the gun at my waist, a Makarov. It seems to have been by my side for ages, and it reminds me that even in my dreams, I am no cattle to be led to the slaughter. And besides, it doesn't look like Florence is just going to stand idly and watch either. Alright, let's give it a shot then. What a nice play of words. Well done, Commander. The clowns were so eager to meet you right after entering the amusement park. Surely they must have goodies on them. Ah, look! A gift from the clown. A stamp book. What a marvelous stroke of luck, Commander. You should hold onto it. Ooh. Okay, I think we have to visit some of the stages. A stamp book. I look at the stamp book in my hands. The cover shows an amusement park. When I open it, I see little blurbs about the various rides and attractions. There is also a blank grid for stamps with a translucent chibi depiction of Florence's face as a background. This amusement park. I wish I could draw some like such easy chibis. The sense of oddness runs through my consciousness once again, but just like before. My baffled mind ignores it. Is something wrong? I look past Florence and examine the amusement park again, but I don't see anything unusual. No, it's nothing. I would like to ask, what is this stamp book for? Oh, Commander, it's simple. For every ride and attraction you visit, you will get a stamp. Not only do you get a reward for collecting each of the stamps, but if you get all in the sequence and complete the collection, you get a super special prize as well. Don't tell me it will be you. A prize? Oh my, you hit on the important part right away. The full clear reward here is really appealing. In fact, a lot of people have come to this amusement park just for it. Did I come here for it too? And what might be the reward be? It is anything you want from this amusement park. Okay, can we pick you? Anything? I look at the Ferris wheel in the distance. Leaving aside the point of taking something like that away, the sheer difficulty of bringing it with me would be enough to give pause to anyone. Yep, anything. Naturally, that includes the manager, namely me. Yeah, I'm guessing this is where this is going. Florence smirks, a hint of temptation in her smile. How about that? Did that catch your interest? Taking you is fundamentally the same as taking the Ferris wheel. Oh, Commander. Do learn to read the room. Still, it is alright if you are not sold on the idea right now. You will just have to work through your confusion over the course of the tour. Everything will be made clear. This all sounds like a scam. After all, I'm not even sure what I'm thinking, and the fog in my brain refuses to clear. A scam? But here, I'm the most trustworthy person that could ever be. Commander? Is there anyone else here? I look around. While this is supposed to be an amusement park, it looks strangely deserted. Of course there are. Our establishment is very popular. The crowd flooded in the moment our gates opened. But I must point out that once you start your tour, you cannot back out halfway through. If you do, you will be punished severely. Yeah, that really sounds like a scam or like kidnapping. You can go in easily but have a hard time coming out. Surely nothing can come of it. Surely nothing ill will come of it. Still, no matter how much they try to forbid me from leaving, I can always walk out from the front door. It is at this point that I realize that the fancy gate through which I entered has suddenly vanished. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. In its place is a structure that seems to out of place in an amusement park. Beyond it are high walls that stretches as far as the eyes can see. Don't worry, it is fine. After all, you were extra lucky today and got a guide in form of me, the manager. And we can traverse the whole amusement park together. Florence continues with her exaggeratingly enthusiastic spiel, like she has noticed anything strange at all. There are far too many abnormal things going on, and after finding myself surrounded by so much wrongness, I decided to abandon my struggle and accept it all. I don't plan to hire a guide. But hiring me as your guide is free, you know? I might end up paying for it anyway. Oh, that's so mean, Commander. Oh, that's also cute. Visiting an amusement park by yourself is very lonely, you know? Have you considered that things might be completely different with me around? Florence wraps herself around my arm and flashes me a wicked grin. I'm sure a kind and harmless medical doll like myself could take care of any medical emergencies that might pop up. So you have gone from scamming to high-pressure sales tactics now. Also, I'm still the manager and have access to inside information and certain behind-the-scenes options. Cheating would save you a lot of troubles in winning the grand prize. I vaguely remember hearing a line like this in one of those anti-scam videos somewhere. If you say it less, I might trust you more. However, her response is engendering a sense of familiarity in me, and I cannot deny the urge to trust her. In fact, I'm starting to get the vague sense that what I'm looking for is inextricably tied up with her. Still, if we travel together, it is decided then. Florence cuts in excitedly before I can finish speaking. This amusement park is shrouded in mystery, and it seems the key to unravel those mysteries is standing before me. What are refreshingly direct decisions. Now then, our odyssey through thrilled Wonderland begins now. Mandatory game. This park does not refund tickets or allows patrons to leave. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. These metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically, incomprehending steps, drops, hard turns, and drizzly spirals, and even a 90-degree direct downward descent. It gleams with a metallic sheet in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Even the launch mechanism is decided to look like some vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It is not hard to imagine what kind of sound its engine will make. Ta-da! Commander, come look. This is our most exciting attraction. The Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. That sounds worrisome, actually. Granted, it looks quite impressive, but in the end, it is just a roller coaster. Right, roller coaster, that's what I was looking for. Looks like this is the first item on our itinerary. I don't know what it is. Looks like this is the first item on our itinerary. Florence drags me over to the right entrance, where the patrons are gathered. So there really were other guests here? Where are other dolls? Strangely enough, despite not having seen any other patrons on the way here, there's over 10 people waiting in front of the ride. Surely we also... Did we also all forgot all the dolls too? I told you, right? While we cannot compare to... I think it should be Disneyland. Or something bros. What? It's not as tough for this amusement park. It's a ghost town. Wow. World bros world. It is not as though this amusement park is a ghost town. Okay. However, there seems to be a strange mood in the air. Unlike the festive atmosphere I was expecting, in fact, judging from the looks of our guests' faces, this strangeness seems to have been going on for some time now. Okay, do we know you? My attention is drawn by a girl's shriek. When I look towards her, I see that her eyes are shrouded by a damp mist, and a frightening-looking woman is holding onto her collar. Okay, none of who know we know. Esme, how many times have we got on this right now? Esme? This ought to be our first time here, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No, this definitely is not our first time here. The frightened woman grows more afraid after that. Her grip tangles unconsciously, causing Esme to grow in pain as she starts having trouble breathing. Let me go! I cannot breathe! Ah, right. This is only your second time on the roller coaster. She falls silent and lets go. Esme slowly stomps to the ground. But in the next moment, the frightened woman's eyes go wide again. But I have been on this ride countless times. I cannot be the only one who realized this. Hey, Mary Lee. Pauline. You have both noticed, right? She casts her eyes around helplessly, like she has fallen into the water, and clutches at the surrounding people like they are live vests, shaking them hard and begging them for a satisfactory answer. I mean, surely there's no big deal if she has already ridden the roller coaster before, right? If you enjoy the ride, then going on it several times more surely won't be an issue. Oh yes, you have ridden it with me a number of times before. Huh? After noticing me, the panicked woman immediately grabs me like she did Esme. And you! But after seeing my face, she becomes even more frightened. No, you! Who are you? I have never seen you before. What a coincidence. I have never seen you before either. Not only have I never seen this woman before, I don't know anyone apart from Florence. There isn't ever a hint of vague familiarity, like what I have got from her. I mean, this is our first time in the amusement park, right? In that case, not knowing and not having seen each other before would be perfectly reasonable. Although, I have no idea how you know my name, even though we clearly have not met before. Okay. Yeah, that's... Is there some drugs going on? What? You don't know me? You don't know who I am? Should I know? Okay, that's very familiar what we have. Okay, we got drugged. I'm Mia. We have been on this roller coaster before. Do you really not remember? And that smiling manager over there, she's been guiding us here over and over again. We are stuck here. Do you know that? Esme looked troubled. He clearly has no idea what Mia is talking about and looks at me in confusion. And I know all kinds of things about you. Hey, do you remember, Esme? We used to work at Mangi. Mangi? Right? As the park manager, I will take care of this. Before Mia can finish, Florence steps into a dispute like she is going to put an end to it. Calm down. This isn't a big deal, isn't it? But... I kind of remember what Miss Mia was talking about. Really? Are you sure you're not being tricked by some stranger? Hey, don't listen to that doll. She's the biggest liar from all of them. Esme, you were a doll engineer before, weren't you? Hurry up and think of a way to scrap her. Esme glances at Florence in panic and then looks incredulously at herself. Huh? You mean me? Oh no, that won't do. Attacking the manager is against the rules, and you will be punished for it. You too? Think of something too! Pauline, the mission failed, and it is your fault! It's all your fault! Mia turns, but just as she's about to rush forward another nearby woman, Florence blocks her path. Right, that's enough for appetizer, don't you think? Once again, Florence interrupts Mia's hysterical outburst. Comically dressed Aerith appears amidst an explosion of flowers, petals, and ribbons surrounding Florence. The contrast of their red they pose against the amusement parks, the entire scene seems strangely surreal. It would be a shame if our guest who wanted a pulse-pounding experience could not board the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Because of such antics, no? This is an amusement park, a place of joy, happiness, adventure, and never-ending miracles. So please, everyone, forget your unhappiness, board the ride, and get ready for an adventure. Her encouragement seems to have worked, and the majority of the guests begin slowly moving towards the roller coaster. The sole exception is Mia, who screams, "There is no war in passing, sir. If you know, you know." Again, I'm going to ride it again. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. Hey, did you hear me? I'm done with that. I want off this ride. The guests who have just boarded the roller coaster see Mia. They begin to hesitate again. It cannot be helped, I guess. Roland sighs quietly, then quickly steps forward, physically blocking Mia before smiling brilliantly to all the other guests. You, get out of... Florence immediately draws out Mia's voice with her own. Don't worry, everyone. This is a must-see. Blink and you will miss it. And then she turns a full circle. When she finishes, Mia has vanished from behind her. Bandos.
Huh? How did this happen?
Exclaimed sounds fill the air, and many of the guests look behind Florence, but no matter how hard they try, they cannot find the missing Mia. Thank you. Now then, please prepare for an accelerating experience. Florence bones, and then boards the roller coasters as well. Florence. Upon hearing me call her name, she immediately turns to me with a smile on her face. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happened to be an empty seat beside you. Coincidence, my ass. You were the one who planned the seating arrangements, weren't you? Oh, then I shall gladly avail myself to the seat next to you. She is completely ignoring us. You're riding with us? You will trust me more this way, won't you? She bends down and presses up against me, then grabs the safety bell buckled by the side of my seat. Come. Let the careful Miss Manager do up your seatbelt for you. Okay, I already know that this was coming. I wanted to title today's session with "Let me pull up your seatbelt tighter." And, well, that's kind of happening right now. Where did Mia go? Suddenly, several customs clowns show up before the roller coaster, also the Alice. Ah, well, I couldn't do anything about that. Guess who break the rules? To be punished. Florence does not directly answer my question, but now I'm curious about this so-called punishment. Isn't it a little too late to be saying that now? Even as I reply to Florence, my eyes cannot leave those costumed clowns. The scary-looking clown are currently dragging the sole person who refused to board the roller coaster, Mia, towards a dark place. Commander, those are the rules. If you stop playing, refuse to play, or lose, you will be penalized. That's what makes the prize so valuable. In the next moment, the launchers roared loudly and sends everyone flying along the tracks up into the sky at high speed. Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Acceleration that exceeds the limits is guaranteed to really set your heart racing. A lot of scream. The wind howls as it races past us. The screams and the way the world is spinning set my heart racing. But when I turn to look beside me, Florence laughing maniacally. Yep, all laugher. That feels great! Florence is laughing excitedly. Yeah, excitedly. You don't hear it, but again. So you were peeping at me too, Commander? Florence glances to her side, and it is then that I realize that she looks far more excited than before. Have you taken the roller coaster together before? For some reason, all this seems strangely familiar to me, as though I have gone on a ride like this in Amusement Park a long time ago. Oh, do you remember it last, Commander? It just feels familiar. I would like to ask a question. Is it possible that Mia was not crazy and that what she said might be true? Just like what Florence said about knowing me, and how many people call me Commander. Esme might have been like me and forgotten many things, while Mia might be like Florence, knowing more about the situation. However, she had chosen a bad way of expressing herself. Perhaps she had experienced something that caused her to have a breakdown and made it hard for her to convey what she knew. Commander, do you need to think about this question right now? Is there a reason I should not? Florence smiles wickedly. Being indecisive can be very dangerous, Commander. Well, it is about time. The highlight is coming up. Here comes the surprise. As she finished speaking, the world turns black before me. A lot of The screams are far more hideous than before, and is definitely not just because of the sudden darkness. Are we inside a tunnel? Hello? Oh, it's a name of someone. Ah, Meryl, where are you? I cannot see you. The air suddenly turns damp and fills with a sickly sweet scent of rust. In the darkness, the glint of light reflection of metal winks in and out of view. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I would like to inform you of an upcoming surprise. Everyone will be enjoying a special play experience. In contrast to the others, Florence has stood up and is loudly shouting amidst the strange atmosphere. All your safety harnesses have been undone. Please find a way to avoid the attacks from the clowns while not being flung off. Are you out of your mind? Is it even a roller coaster anymore? I never said it was a roller coaster. I said it was the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Everyone, myself included, grips their armrests tightly. A lot of scream. The sound of ripping and tearing flesh fills the air. I duck reflexively and narrowly dodge a flying chunk of ruined metal that splashes still warm blood on my face. No, if you factor in the sound of the wind in there, those things in the tunnel are... Okay. This is getting darker and darker. It's very thrilling. Keep away from me! Florence, get ready for battle. Got it? I will walk with you, Commander. Anytime, anywhere. But you're the one who did this. Didn't you? Now then, congratulations to all your players for completing a course of the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Please come over to collect your stamps, and then you can redeem your prize. People are dead. The celebratory confetti falls on our blood-stained bodies, making it feel as though everything that just happened was just a bad dream. I don't want to write anymore. I almost died. You're still alive, aren't you? Flo actually died. She was right beside me. I saw it all. Those soft blades cut off her arm, and then those monsters. In contrast to Florence's cheerfulness, the other players who had barely survived this ordeal are anything but happy. In addition, their nerves has been wont to tide, which led to a hostility developing between them. Didn't she die because you pushed her out, merrily? A cold, sharp voice interrupts her, even speaking her name. Huh? Is that true? It was a reflex, and if I had not done it, I would have died instead. But even so, you... Esme backs away, as though she's afraid of Merrily. And besides, shouldn't you be the questionable one here? I don't even know you, so how do you know my name? Why? Is it strange? Of course it is. Are you trying to gloss over what happened? Now that you mention it, that what Miss Mia just now, she seems to know my name too. Yeah, she probably like that Mia. She knows more than us. Ah, maybe she will snap and go crazy like Mia too. Merrily words frighten Esme even more, and she backs several steps away from the other woman, who is staring Marilyn down. Meryl, you knew Florence's name as well, right? It is not just a name. It doesn't mean anything. But that's because she said my name first, so I asked her name. Also, when I asked her why she knew my name, she didn't answer me either. Just like you. All she did was spout a bunch of crazy talk. When you think about it, both you and me seem really suspicious. Yes, which is why it is perfectly normal to push out said suspicions people when darkness strikes, right? Huh? It isn't going anywhere to survive a human's basic instincts. You, on the other hand, you have not explained how you know who anyone is. And who is the suspicious out here? You know what? I have no idea. Are you trying to compare knowing names to taking lives? You're just trying to deflect suspicions from yourself. But you and me are so damn shady that I would not be surprised if it wasn't the monsters who killed Fleur just now, but you. Right? That's enough. Florence steps to interrupt their argument before it can escalate further. This is the most exciting part, reward time. You worked so hard to clear this round of the game. Don't you want to be rewarded for it? I was about to go. You should save your strength for consoling the rest of those psychos. Also, you will learn what you are curious about after they give out the prize. She glares coldly at Mirely and Esme before turning to leave. Okay, if they do so many of these rides, how did they survive like so many times? Those guys are lucky. Huh? What does it mean? Is she saying that the prize is connected to our personal information? Mirely and Esme exchange looks, as though they're trying to figure out what she means by this. Mia also mentioning riding the roller coasters many times. Did she do it too? Judging by how she is taking everything in stride, that's got to be it. Still, why didn't they get the clear prize even after playing as many times? Mia did not look like she liked it that much. Could there be another reason? They are basically... okay, yeah, so those all NPCs are trying to understand what's going on, and we are just... I don't know, we're just chilling with Florence. Ah, forget it. Not much point thinking about that now. Nearly pauses to think for a moment, then looks towards the cold-faced woman's receding silhouette and decides to go after her. Hey, you all going? Wait for me! Don't leave me alone here! Esme frantically chases after them. The other guests steadily leave as directed by Florence, until I'm the only one left here. What happened just now? That ought to count as a major accident, right? After all, a patron dying at a normal amusement park would be sufficient to get the whole place shut down for several months. However, the strange darling mood in the air seems to have gotten to all the guests, and none of them making a big deal of it, myself included. It is not an accident. This is how the park was designed. Say what? You need to risk big to win big. That's what makes it so fascinating. That's why I'll give you a special reminder, Commander. The rides here are more thrilling than most, and losing your life before clearing a stage is perfectly normal. Normal? Then what if everyone dies? This is an amusement park. You have no shortage of guests here, especially in a place with no queues. Yeah. Then what do I stand to gain? Leaving aside the grand prize for clearing everything, you say this is a reward time, right? What kind of reward can we expect to receive? Oh, Commander, before I ask your question, there's something I would like to ask. Why do you think I wanted to keep you here by yourself? Florence does not give me a reply. Merely tucks her top open and reaches into her bra, like she's looking for something. What are you doing? I reflexively take a step back. You know what reward means better than I do, no, Commander? Florence spreads her arms, takes another step towards me. Hang on, answer the question. You want to know what I'm doing, Commander? I'm just giving you a special reward. So what the hell is this reward anyway? Honestly, who would even feel rewarded in this situation? Come to me. I cannot do anything to you when you are so far away. Florence's words are syrup sweet, but she cannot hide the undertone of danger in them. In fact, I take another step back upon hearing them. Please collect your rewards. Don't costume clowns. I hear a weird voice from behind. In my hands immediately goes to my gun. Wait, they can talk? Don't be so tense, Commander. This is an amusement park after all. A place of fantasies and stories. Surely nothing that happens here should be considered strange, right? Don't think you can write everything off just as normal because this place is an amusement park? Please collect your reward as soon as possible. The weird voice continues urging me to claim my so-called reward. Can't you speak plainly? What is this special reward anyway? Before I can reach, Florence steps up, looking more anxious than me. She grabs my hair while placing her other hand on my cheek. What is it, indeed? Just give it a try, and you will find out. Florence's hand slowly approaches my mouth. Then she extends a finger to caress the corner of my mouth. Come now, open up. Don't need to do anything, Commander. Just let me service you. Florence's finger probes deeper, penetrating my lips. I hope. Okay, we are reading this. Okay. And then she pops a capsule into my mouth. Oh, by the way, the capsule, I want to say there is something weird in her mouth on the illustration from before. Why did you feed me? I told you, it is a special reward. Don't spit it out, okay? Swallow it down. There's a good commander. Florence reaches out to cover my mouth and forces shut. Meanwhile, the two clowns urging me to slowly leave, as though satisfied by what has happened. How is that, Commander? Are you happy with your reward? Florence smirks like a cat who got the cream. Do I look happy? Still, you will need to keep clearing stages to get more rewards. Oh god. If I refuse to keep playing, you have already seen what will happen if you do that. The scene of me being dragged off by the clowns flickers through my mind. You call this an amusement park, but I feel like I have been shanghaied to a Tom Sweatshop production line. Oh, but amusement park like this are common in the white zones, right? At the very least, there are not any lines for the attractions here. White zones. Just a point. So, now that you are all rested up, let's move on the next ride. I cannot wait. Oh god. Florence grabs my hand again and skips off to our next destination, pulling me along beside her. Our next destination? What's wrong, Commander? Oh. Okay. Okay. This is? What is this? Commander, is something wrong? Florence brings up her face to mine, expression filled with concern. Oh my. Have the meds kicked in? Judging by your face? Are you seeing something? Is she trying to save us or not? I don't know. I feel so... This is horror game? Is this why she got presented on Halloween? Like, towards Halloween? What? What did you feed me? Florence's voice is muffled even though she's right by my ear. Despite her proximity, it sounds like it is coming from far away. It is something that will make you very happy. But be careful, Commander. Don't let yourself get lost in the illusion. Something happened to Commander and she's now trying to save us with those pills. Interesting. Sweet Startling night. Every corner brings unknown terror. You remember her name, you say? Yes. I accepted my reward And then I remembered. Is the reward linked to recovering memories? In that case, Mia and that other woman should have gotten at least one reward. Clearly, this was not their first time playing this game. Not long ago, I saw something bizarre after receiving Florence's reward. In that case, would that have been one of my memories? I think I knew that woman who was arguing with Miriel. Her name was Pauline, although I don't know what kind of relationship we had. Perhaps it is because she knows more now, but Esme's purportedly frightened face has a little smile on it at last. 5 minutes ago, I met Esme under their building for the second attraction, and she started a conversation with me. There were several guests around us, including Miriel and Pauline, who has just had their argument, though they seem to have calmed down now. Aren't you going to talk to them now that you remember the past? No. From what I remembered, they seem trustworthy. Trustworthy? I know it sounds like a little paranoid, but don't you think it is likely that the person who built this park might be hidden among us, taking part in the games, watching us run around the park, grand prizes like clowns? Yeah, I think you are onto something. Why do you think that? Why? I don't really have a reason for that. It's just a gut feeling. I'm sorry, maybe I am a bit oversensitive or something. When I just got here, I didn't remember anything. And just like me. But when I saw Mia, no, it wasn't just Mia or Miriel or Pauline. Truth be told, all the other guests felt familiar, apart from you. Felt familiar. I find myself glancing at Florence. She's the only one who definitely feels familiar to me, and she is eagerly getting up the next event. When Esme speaks again, I quickly turn my gaze back to her. Getting that reward just now only made me more certain of that. Not only did I remember their names, I even began to recall snips of memories from what we spent the time together. And judging by their reactions, I think they have recalled a lot, just like me. I suddenly realize why she chose to talk to me instead of the other two. So your memories include everyone but not me. Is that it? Let me think. What you are saying is that it isn't just you, but also Pauline and Merlin who don't remember me. In other words, this makes me the most suspicious person here. Onka? It is a perfectly reasonable deduction. It makes so much sense that even I am beginning to doubt myself. After all, the only person who feels familiar to me here is Florence, the park manager. So, do you remember anything after receiving your reward? Yeah, we remember a picture. In fact, even after receiving my reward, all I saw was... it was also related to the park. I remember something too. But you were not in my memories. Oh god, this looks so sinister. I see. In that case, what did you remember? Esma gulps nervously and carefully watches me. Though she's waiting for an answer, she's been accepting for a long time. You're not architects of this place, aren't you? I see. I thought Esme came here to find me just to pry information from me based on what she knew. But no, it seems she began suspecting me based on what I just said. All I can remember is this park, and that girl who is acting as the manager. I turn to look at Florence again. Oh no, they will come to a conclusion that I do not like. Is there anything else? Also, I saw this amusement park, but it was run down and looked completely different from how it does now. Is that what you wanted to learn? Perhaps it was the defensiveness in my eyes, but Esme seems to have realized that she was making her intentions too obvious. No, I didn't mean to suspect you, really. I'm sorry. Esme throws up her hands in panic and her face turns red, but her words have already betrayed her thoughts. It's alright, I don't mind. Truth be told, I'm starting to doubt myself too. I shrug with a bitter smile on my face. Still, now that you have asked so many questions, may I ask some questions of my own? Sure. What exactly was Mia's punishment? She doesn't seem to have shown up in this game. I knew it, you noticed too. I saw it. Saw everything. Those monsters called clowns dragged her away, and she might never come back. Might never come back. That ridiculous farce of a roller coaster was not a dream. It actually happened. And things like that will probably keep happening. So this punishment is death. I don't say it, but Esme nods knowingly. Perhaps, if the number of guests goes down, we might have a hard time, even if we want to work together. At this rate, will anyone be able to clear the events at all? After hearing what Esme said, I immediately tally up the number of guests present. Apart from Florence and myself, there are 12 other guests here. I see. I will keep an eye on the number of guests. At the very least, I will try not to let this number go down. Thank you so much. Esme's face, which only just relaxes a little after hearing my answer, soon scrunches up again, and she grabs her head like she's in pain. But if we keep playing, we might end up dying in one of those dangerous rides, like Fleur. Do you really think we can keep going on like this? As Esme is about to burst into tears, she completely fails to notice someone superstitiously sneaking up behind her. Florence, please, keep hand. Don't let... Oh my, what is this? Do you want to go back out too? Florence silently sticks her head between me and Esme, interrupting our conversation. If you have to be more suspicious of one person, it should be her, right? Esme shrieked in terror as she noticed Florence, flailing her arms wildly as she stumbles back upon noticing their costumed clowns behind her. She frantically shakes her head like a pellet drum. I definitely was not. thinking of that. No. Please let me continue. Well, in that case, since everyone is here, let's get this started then. Shall we? I cannot wait to begin. Isn't that right, Commander? Florence laughs and inserts herself between me and Esme, then wraps herself around my arm. Ghosted house? Dear guest, thank you for waiting. And now our next attraction. Sweet Startling Night. In contrast to the festive feel of the rest of the park, a creepy building that is clearly out of place here looms before the guests. The mottled, peeling exterior is covered in rusty metal ornaments, as though it has been exposed to the elements for centuries. The main door slowly opens towards us, and the pink side about it falls as the wind blows. Inside the building is a fathomless darkness. Isn't that just a haunted house? Oh, this is no ordinary haunted house. It offers thrills beyond your limits. Enough to make your adrenaline levels spike. God, that's crazy stare. Florence pirouetted in place, and the clowns beside her obligatory scattered confettis and ribbons. Unfortunately, the audience seems entirely unmoved by her introduction, only staring nervously into their haunted house, or hugging themselves as they stand off to the side. Well, at least nobody's trying to back up this time round. Good. Holy. The other two. We saw what happened to me after all. Yeah, if we play, we might not end up like Fleur. But if we don't play, we will definitely end up like Mia. I would like to ask, will there be any surprises halfway through, like last time? Of course. We have raised the stakes in all our attractions to properly welcome the guests of our park. In addition to the usual scares in the house, there will be ghosts present, who will take the form of a people you know and talk to you. Oh, how relaxing. Still, you don't need to be so worried about that. Just don't let the ghosts lead you astray. What happens if the ghost takes us away? Oh, who knows? I guess they will have a good meal? A look of disgust crosses Marilyn's face as she realized what Florence means. Quit looking down at me. I won't die here. Saying so, Marielle enters the building. She is soon followed by the others. Looks like we are the last ones, Commander. I hear screams from the guests up ahead. What have they encountered? Are you bothered about what's happening inside, Commander? In that case, I will make an exception and spoil things for you. You must be wary of illusions in there, Commander. What's strange? Why are we here? It is Marilyn's voice, but her tone is entirely different from before. You idiot! Where did you get your license? At this rate, we won't reach level 14 even if we drive through the night. It is Paula's voice. Similarity abnormal. How could you even handle those transports, Rusts, with such crappy skills? If you tried that shit in the combination zones, They will shoot your pants off. Ah, shut that up. I'm shaking the route now. Damn it, what's going on? Who changed the route and when? What? Are those? Oh god. Let's not question anything. Do you know how many shipments we have lost already? If we screw this run up, we are all going down together. God damn it. Who messed up with the vehicle auto navigation? The route have been messed up ever since we left the warehouse. Bloody hell. Who else would touch it beside you? It was my fault. I'm sorry. I messed up. I messed everything up. Elmo? Why is it you? What are you doing here? You useless trash. Stop causing troubles here already. Get the hell away from this shipment. It is my fault. I'm sorry. Please don't chase me away or kill me. No. Sounds like a car. The mix of voices gradually fades away. And as the shriek of brakes fills the air, I finally see what is before me. Why do we have a car in a house? The interior of the haunted house is as expansive and as barren as the wasteland. There is heavily battered transport trucks stopped here. So, they were all on board? I slowly approach the truck, but a pair of hands grabs my arm. Don't go over there, Commander. The very next moment, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to a stop at my feet. I'm sorry, don't kill me, no! Screams. Asma screams. Blood covered her face, preventing me from seeing her features clearly. It instantly snaps me back from my entrancement by those seemingly real voice. Right after that, several armed men jump down from the truck before us. They are not Pauline or Myriad, but look more like among the security troopers. Is this what you mean by consumed ghosts? Nope. Not even I can help you cheat in this event, Commander. It is her. That's her. She's the fake. Kill her. The manga troopers speak in Mel's voice. They point to Esme, who is lying on the ground, and raise their guns. Now then, Commander. How can you tell which of them is the ghost from the haunted house? On the question mark? Just as Florence finished, a hail of gunfire blazes at us. Florence, get ready for battle! I have been waiting for this. After fighting off the ghosts, I look around, but I don't see Esme anywhere. Esme! I ask my questions in the direction where the voice came from earlier, but there is no reply. Those people, were they all illusion? As I ponder the question, I hear Esme scream from a nearby room, which confirms my suspicion. Stay close, Florence. Are you worried I will get lost too, Commander? Right after that, I hear Mirely scream from another room. More and more strange noises starts coming from the nearby room, which is actually strangely reassuring. Looks like those people from just now really were all illusions. But then, why would I be seeing things regarding those people? Commander? Earth the Commander? Come in, Commander. Right, I'm still here. Still, as the park manager, you should know this place very well, right? Of course. I will make sure I will bring you safely out of here. Florence silently grabs my hand. What happened just now was too dangerous. Stay with me from now on. Alright, Commander? I follow Florence forward. Our path this time is clearly different, with hardly any obstacles. We turn several corners before finally arriving in a large, spacious chamber. Be careful of illusions, Commander. She does say that a lot. There's a truck in the middle of this room as well. Florence, what is the meaning of this? I point to the monkey uniform beside the truck. It is for you. Your clothes got torn during the previous battle, so I got a new set ready for you. However, I didn't have any spares, so I had to use some of the costumes from the consumed ghosts. It's clear, though. Florence smiles and hands me the bundle of cloth. My cloth. When did they get damaged? I look down and sure enough, there's a huge hole there at my waist, although I don't remember when it happened. But don't tell me we already died once. Honestly, what are you waiting for me to dress you up, Commander? Florence immediately steps forward and reaches out to me. No, thanks. I can do it myself. I deflect Florence's hand, but take the clothes from her. A voice with sound, just like the one from before, rings out from the truck behind me. Esme? What are you doing here? Wait a minute. It is not just Esme. Even all the people who went missing of the previous missions are here too. What's going on? As the noise grows, the sound of the truck's engine gradually fades. Commander, are you listening to the arguments from inside? I already told you to be careful of illusions. Just ignore them and put the clothes on. We need to keep moving forward. As Florence keeps urging me, the sense of wrongness from before keeps growing. Right. Got it. I nod, reach towards my waist, and then I drive my handgun and pulled a bullet between Florence's eyes. Commander! As her voice trembles, she stumbles backwards and disappears, like the one of the costume's ghosts that I fought off earlier. I knew it. So even this Florence was an illusion too. In addition to the usual scares in the haunted house, there will be ghosts present who will take the form from other people you know and talk to you. Still, you don't have to be too worried about them. Just don't let the ghost lead you astray. The very next moment, just like the last time, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to the stop at my feet. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. No? Again? I ignore this ridiculous display from before and turn away. Then I hear out of the room, until I find a door shining with light. Now then, congratulations on successfully completing with Startling Night. Startling Night, yeah. Dear players, did the number decrease? Florence skips over to me, her chest bound up with ribbons into a big bow knot. When I see Florence like this and remember what happened inside the haunted house, I feel a sense of relief spread through me. What? What are you up to now? What I up to? Oh, it is reward time, isn't it? The event is over, so it is time to claim your reward, no? It is over? So everyone made it out of the haunted house? Yep, it's over. And everyone who has not made it out has probably been caught by the ghosts. I look around at the other guests and tallied them up. Strange. Why are there only 11 people here? Esther? The missing person is Esme. And while all the guests look shaken, one in particular stands out. Esme, I'm sorry, Esme. I really didn't know it was you. I thought it was a ghost. Again, you? The second time? What? Florence, did someone die in that haunted house? Oh? Didn't you know, Commander? After all, you were there too. It seems Mirror saw too many illusions and ended up killing the real Esme by accident. Which means... Esme's final scream echoes in my mind, which goes blank. Commander, you're not feeling nervous, aren't you? This is really, indeed, a thrilling adventure. After seeing I have been quiet for a while, Florence pushes her face in front of mine. I'm not in the mood to talk about rewards or anything at the moment. Florence wiggles her body and the big bow knot on her chest with it. It looks like their wind might blow it loose at any moment. But that won't do, Commander. If you refuse a reward, you will have to accept a punishment. She is right. Miriam, who was still in the view just now, has already left with the rest of the guests before I could even speak to her. Reward time in here. And everyone must claim their reward. That sounds so dystopical. Look, Commander. I have been tied up by this ribbon. And if you don't undo it, I won't be able to do anything. Is your heart really not stilled by the plights of poor, all defenseless little me? After thinking back on what just happened now, I am in no mood to indulge her. In other words, you can do anything you want to me. That's very similar. I already experienced this one. Florence bends down and lays the loose end of the ribbon in my hands. While the ball seems to be in my court now, the squad of consumed clowns behind are a silent reminder that I have no choice at all. With barely any strength needed, with just a tug of my fingertips, the ribbon slips free easily. Florence sticks her tongue out smugly. Out of the tip of her tongue, I see a blue and red pill. This time I see two. Whirling mid-air maze. Spin, 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 let the screams fill the sky. No, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. The sound of a metallic crash and the roar of an agent whashed through the air overhead. Unlike how roundly she carried herself earlier, the current Marine seems a little panicked. It was you! You did it! Elaine points at me. I, Pauline, and I began suspecting you from the moment we got our reward. But Esme, that idiot, she still went to speak to you, even though she knew there was something wrong about you. And after she spoke to you, she died in the haunted house. It must have been you. You killed her. You want to talk, considering you are the one who did it? If I'm not wrong, Esme's the second person you have killed so far. Isn't she? Shut up! It is your fault! You pushed me into it. Going on those ruins in a pair? I have been waiting to quit the job for a while, but you and Fleur, the two of you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. That's why I was so tense when Esme showed up. That's why. Rand's job. I recall the illusions from the haunted house. Is she still lost in that illusion? Shut up, you idiot! You have said too much. Said too much? What? Did they remember more? However, Pauline's reactions does not seem like she is talking about the illusions. Also, she doesn't seem too calm as before. You're still lecturing me? Even when we were in Mangi, you were lecturing me. All I did was drive the stupid truck. I didn't even touch the cargo. Is it my fault that it got lost? That's a agreed, Mangi. But I got stuck with this shitty assignment on my last day. Not in a place like this. Not doing this shift over and over again. Damn it, Floyd was right. I cannot believe I have done this so many times already. Okay, but how do you keep forgetting it? I told you to shut up, right? And don't forget, you killed Fleur. After seeing Maris grows more and more hysterical, Paula drops her with a single punch. After that, Pauline's eyes worry me. Eyes worry me, okay. Oh, don't mind me, carry on. Did you remember anything after getting your reward? Should not you put something on the table before trying to pump me for information? You heard it all just now, didn't you? That was all information. Looks like Paolo was trying to stop Muriel from talking about what they remembers after claiming the second prize. However, why is it that they record resembles what happened in the haunted house so closely? Ultra good question. Once again, I look at the nearby buildings. Perhaps it was customs built for those guests who once worked for the Mangi security, considering that the events within would line up. Right, I have no intentions of hiding it, but unfortunately, what I remember is still related to this park. Related to this park? Yes, I saw this park transform into a ruined, abandoned place, like all that was just some dream taking place on a pile of rubble. But what does it mean? I know. He's the real killer. He doesn't have memories that line up with ours. There's no way that he is a friend. Esme also said everything he remembers was related to the park. Okay. How much do you want coping? Upon hearing this, Pauline's eyes me warily. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all about the amusement park. I remembered an email too. However, it looked just like junk mail, and content were vague, so I didn't pay too much attention. That's way too vague. Weren't there any details you remembered? Like, say, who brought it to you? If I'm not wrong, it was a very familiar person with a showy personality who always liked saying weird things. However, I didn't hate them. Florence? Hey! Florence suddenly approaches before me. As balloons and ribbons flutter down through the air around her, she smiles as brightly at the sun, instantly sweeping away the melancholia in the air. Thinking of me, Commander? Seeing how naturally Florence inserts herself into our conversation, she must have the third event set up and ready to go. For all I know, she might have been the author of that junk mail. Did you finally remember that little love letter of mine, what I brought to you? Florence looked excitedly at me. Was it a love letter? Sorry, I called it junk mail earlier. See? He's in a league with the manager. For all we know, he is the one who wants to see us all dying off one by one. Oh, please. We're not just in league. My body already belonged to the commander, you know? Wait, why don't I know this? See, Polly? See? Florence grabs my arm, which only makes Merlin's spiral harder, pointing at us while yelling at Pauline to look. However, Pauline merely looked down and waxes thoughtfully. Hey, Pauline, what are you navel-gazing about? The mastermind is right here. Just those two kills and we might be able to get out. I cannot just keep doing this. Oh god. We really have to, like, she has a tendency to push off people. It seems Marie has finally accepted the fact that she has killed 2 people. Marine, have you considered that if Esme died because she found out what's going on behind the scenes? Then the fact that you are pointing and screaming like this means the next one is going to be... Huh? Merlin freezes up. Wait a minute. This isn't right. Merlin looks at me fearfully, then begins backing up. I told you, I'm not the mastermind. However, Merlin isn't hearing me anymore. Oh yes, and besides, even if I'm the manager, I have the right to thrill with interesting people, no? Vain to undermine my rebuttal, Florence. Then what should we do, Pauline? Told you. We should have killed him together. This is bad. I told you we should have killed him together. Merlin starts hyperventilating. It looks like she's been wound up tight for so long that she might snap at any moment. She feels around on her body, as though she's looking for something. What's wrong? Did you get all those bad habits back when remembering your past? No, rather, I have become more and more on edge after not touching that for so long. Merlin checks herself from head to toe, but she still cannot find what she's looking for. What are you looking for? Merlin gloops and shakes her head. So much for nothing. The goods. You were probably having a field day helping yourself to it, I have been working so damn long and you didn't even give me a stupid rise. So what if I took a little... Huh? As Florence watches Merlin get more and more worked up, she sidles over and whispers into her ear. I know where to get what you want. Where is it? Florence smiles, is as cheerful as ever. She throws her arms out, like she's making an entrance, and bows. Then she points to the sky. Although 24 suspended cabinets dangle from the frame of the Ferris wheel while the wind blows past. However, the difference is that there are costumes clowns climbing among them. Clearly visible as its own next attraction. The third event is about to begin. Everyone, welcome to their Whirling Mid-Air Maze. The announcement is accompanied by pop-up going off, balloons rising into the air, and colorful ribbons glinting in the sunlight. This is ridiculous. How could there be above us? Marion looks where Florence is pointing, at the mid-air cabinets. And then she sweeps away a ribbon that landed on her face. Suddenly, some things fall out of one of the cabins. It is Esme's corpse. Yeah, that's very amusing. It lands right in front of Merlin, less the dramatic way. Her twisted features stares right into Merlin's face, pushes past her limits. Merlin finally bursts into a scream. Esme! I didn't. It wasn't me. Merlin's legs give out from under her as she collapses to the ground, still staring at her body masked that is Esme's body. She pants heavily, but all the deep breathing she is taking don't deliver any useful air to her lungs. All she managed to accomplish is produce a rapid, whooshing noise from her throat, like a set of bellows. Having troubles breathing? Merlin cannot respond, since she's too busy hyperventilating on the ground. Meanwhile, Florence kneels down in front of Merlin like a kindergarten teacher, teaching Merlin how to breathe properly with a smile and exaggerated motions. Oh my, you cannot be so hasty. Come, follow me now. Open your mouth and breathe in and out. In and out. Huh? What a good girl are you? Florence smiles condescendingly and pats her head. Hang on. This is not proper procedures for dealing with the hyperventilations. Being as Florence is a medical doll, she should clearly know better. What she's doing now is nothing more than a form of sadistic mockery. Naturally, it does not help Merlin at all. She dry heaves, then begins feeling her body up and down, checking all her pockets. However, she still does not find what she is looking for. What you are looking for is in there. Florence smiles evilly and tosses Merlin's hair. Tozzles, yeah. What on earth is she looking for? Unable to speak, Merlin gets up and runs off towards the Ferris wheel. Whatever. Once I board it, I will find out what she's after. With that thought in mind, I head over to Ferris wheel too. Oh my, I forgot to mention something. There are scary illusions inside those cabinets, which might take you go crazy like Merlin. You might not have a good time if you don't find that. Once again, I am filled with a sense of foreboding. I look at the cabins, which greatly outnumbers the guests, and decide to ask what's on my mind. And each cabinet has what Merlin's needs, is that right? Well, that might need a little luck, Commander. An inconclusive answer. This is a special stage, Commander. I hope you have fun. Florence pats my shoulders, encouraging me like before. But when I look behind her, at Esme's corpse, which was using without a care in the world, a chill runs down my spine. Congratulations to all our players for successfully completing their Whirling Mid-Air Maze stage. Now we are skipping the stages. I have become a little numb to her mechanically repeated congratulations speech. Rather, I'm more concerned about the numbers of the guests left over after this round. 10. Merlin. I guess Merlin was next. But no matter how many times I count them, I can only find 10 guests remaining. This is one less than before the round started. And the missing person is Merlin. I will just call her Merlin even if it does not say here, but whatever. I look up at Ferris wheel. One cabinet is tightly shut, and a feeling of dread rises up in my heart. Pauline seems to be thinking the same thing as me, and we both head towards Ferris wheel. And now, the much anticipated reward time. Where are you two going? Once the cabin finally comes to a halt, Pauline and I slowly open the sealed door. As expected, Merlin isn't there. However, she's hanging upside down in an unnatural way, trussed up by the rope that was meant to ensure her safety. The interior of the cabinet is a mess. It seems she spent a long time searching it. Her body is covered in some unidentifiable goop, but before I can try to deduce its nature, I am hit by its complex odor. Oh my, I do apologize for this. I will clean it up later. It is time to collect your rewards, so run along now, otherwise there might be trouble. After seeing our actions, Florence goes to urge the other guests to claim the rewards, then hurries over to us. What is this? I squeeze an object in my hand. It is a pink capsule that I found in my cabin seat. After considering that this might be what Merlin was looking for, I didn't use it and keep it aside. Capsule. Perhaps Merlin was just unlucky and did not manage to find the drug. Anything could happen when you have to face an enemy in a mentally unbalanced state. I saw it all. Pauline suddenly speaks up. Her eyes fixed on Merlin. I think the next one will be Pauline. There was no medicine inside her cabin, and the door was locked. She kept throwing, and even as she was searching, trying to desperately to survive, until those clowns showed up. As she said this, Said clown turns up behind Florence once again. Don't worry about such trivial things. Cheer up a little. You cleared the stage, didn't you? Isn't the reward the most important thing? Once you claim your rewards, you will forget all about those revolting things. Florence produced a pair of party poppers out of nowhere and placed them in my and Pauline's hands. The other clowns hand out poppers to the rest of the guests. Meanwhile, she has a party popper on her own. Bang! Florence set care off in front of us. The confetti flutters down on us, carried by the wind, completely out of place amidst the silence between myself and Pauline. I understand. Pauline hesitates for several seconds, then looks at Merlin one last time before turning and leaving. Next up, a lovely dovey world for two. Commander, I promise you will be thoroughly satisfied with this reward. Florence takes out her syringe, filled with a pink liquid of unknown origin and effects. Are you going to jump me this time? Unlike the captures from the previous stages, Florence slightly depresses the syringe plunge, then moves up to help pain my neck. However, after the events that just transpired, and perhaps because I can pick up a hint of madness in Florence's personality, I find myself repelled by her. Oh. Florence is also taken aback when she sees that I'm pushing her away. What's wrong, Commander? Weren't you having fun earlier? It is true that Florence has not done me any harm. However, the terrible fates that befell Esme and Merlin plays out in my mind again. Commander. Florence seems to sense what I'm thinking because she steps forward and presses herself against me. Don't you trust me? She looks up, racing a cycle in my chest, like she is teasing me, or perhaps flirting with me. Probably both. Perhaps in the past, I might have simply written this off as one of her typical pranks, but now it all seems off. However, my moment of hesitation is enough for her to plunge the syringe needle into me. What is this? Soon, the strain felt my body. Florence moved slightly, and I collapsed to the ground. How many stages do we have? 1, 2, 3? That's all a third stage, right? Oh my, I'm sorry, Commander. But you seems to so insistent of struggling. I found it too hard to resist the urge to do something for you. What are you going to do? Florence smiles smugly and then straddles my body. Then she feels around and retrieves the pink capsule I hid. I'm going to give the hardworking commander his well-deserved reward, of course. And a little extra. Please enjoy it. Give it back. Honestly, Commander, this could be considering cheating, you know? The fact that I have not punished you is quite lenient already. Oh, the pill. Yeah, the pill. We must not be greedy. Also, medicine should not be casually taken. See, you're starting to spot nonsense now. But I haven't eaten a thing besides what you give me. Much as I would like to say that, I'm currently too weak to say anything at all. And now, allow me to give you some treatment. Her smiling face blurs in my visions, but Florence's voice still echoes in my ears until I plunge into the abyss. Phantasmal Wonderland. Excessive dopamine sections makes all your pain go away. Florence. Hey! A familiar voice speaks into their girl's ear in the darkness. She opens her eyes and sees that medical doll and her devilish smile. So, wait, a familiar voice speaks into the girl's ears in the darkness. So we are right now a girl. Naturally, she's holding her usual medical card with various regions laid out on it, as well as many unique concoctions, which the girl cannot name at that moment. Florence. Did I wake you? It's injection time. Okay. This does not look good. Girl. It's alright. Not like I was actually sleeping anyway. You were not sleeping? Florence suddenly becomes more alert. I just didn't want to. Why do you have all the syringes here anyway? All these jabs. It's not like they're going to do any good, are they? The girl frowns and looks down, tugging at the hem of her gown. At a glance, what lies beneath are a pair of perfectly ordinary and pretty girl's legs. But on closer inspection, an observer will realize that her body has been forced into an illusionary of normality. Nobody beside her, it physicians Florence know exactly what kind of hideous, deformed body lurks under her tight bindings. She glances at the motorized wheelchair beside her, the object that is practically a second pair of legs for her. Her innate deformities and flare constitutions have left her unable to use prosthetic limbs. The various devices attached to the wheelchair have practically turned it into an extension of herself. It is a waste for me to be alive. She knows it's wrong to think about that, but she cannot help thinking it anyway. The less said about being treated or cured, the better. She knows she does not deserve such a good ending. After all, she isn't an amazing person or anything. What should I do? Alright, if the treatment succeeded, I will give you a reward. How about that? A reward? Upon hearing this, the girl's eyes light up again. Really? Whoa, cannot wait. Your last reward left me excited for an entire day. I wonder what kind of reward it will be. I'm sure it will be really exciting coming from you. Right, Florence? The gloominess of the girl's face has vanished. She hums a nameless song, eagerly awaiting Florence's pre-injection examination. However, Florence's eyes turn ice cold in an instant. So, was this what you were doing when you were not sleeping? Florence grabs her mug by the girl's bedside table and splashes it on the ground. It formed countless content were deep, colored fluid juice that radiating an alluring aroma. What the heck? I was going to drink that? Oitis content exceeds the maximum safe dose by 223.8%. Daring today, aren't we? Florence lightly licks her finger to acquire a sample of the liquid and then shows the scan results to the girl. I guess that counts as praise coming from you. I told you, you cannot keep making orties if you want to get better. I know that. She is clearly aware that taking orties is like trying to quench her thirst with poisoned wine. But for her, working hard to live on is a little more than enduring pain today to suffer more tomorrow. Okay. Rather than that, live on like that. Perhaps just trying to find pleasure in each day that passes might be a more realistic option. Just want to experience full. I just want to experience fun things every day. And this is one of them. You mean I cannot even do that? Say, Florence, you know everyone's taking this stuff, right? It is not like this is a safe zone or anything. It is perfectly normal here. I have spent 20 years in the pain and boredom. So you cannot blame me for doing this, right? The girl's hands reflexively tighten around her knees, and she gazes ardently into Florence's eyes. I don't belong in this damn world. For people like us, simply being conscious is the greatest suffering at all. Florence does not reply. Instead, she puts away her syringe and medical apparatus. It seems this treatment session will not be carried out. When you fool your senses with narcotics, you are not seeing the real world, only illusions. Only an illusion? If life is an illusion, then I'm no less than an illusion. And being those, the illusion is the real me. Oh god, the real to me. Why do I have to be fully conscious of everything? I'm happier, more comfortable like this. I just want to feel better. I'm human, you know. I'm not a doll or an elite. It hurts to live like this. And it is hard trying to live more comfortably. In the first place, humans cannot even perceive the real world. All we perceive are what our senses tell us. What difference is there between the excitement and the joy that I see in my illusions, and what you can perceive? You see, I can enjoy living like this now. Driven by the intense emotions which fills her, the girl tries to rise. But even getting up is difficult when her lower body is paralyzed. However, the drugs she is taking have injured her to pain and weakness, replaced by a constant feed of dopamine. Did you know, Florence? This is a real miracle. My pain has all been converted to pressure. The girl's body trembles, and she gulps down the drawl that have been constantly building up. Why, I don't want to say this again. This is due to a cognitive impairment brought about by your severe brain damage. Meanwhile, Florence seems to have grown used to all this and chuckles nonchalantly. Excessive emotional outbursts are not good for you. I hope this drug has not completely fried your brain yet and made you forget how you left Mangi security. So we are back in the real world, right? That's all. I don't know if it's even real world before whatever. Saying so, Florence pushes the medical cart away and prepares to leave the ward. Wait, Florence. The girl grabs Florence's sleeve. You're not going to punish me. Even if you don't reward me, as long as there's punishment. The girl's face is flushed and pink. There's no way to tell what she's thinking. Your body cannot bear the injection now. Otherwise, you will suffer great pain. So much that we might wish you were dead, you know? Or you might just die on spot. However, this only seems to excite the girl more. She pants heavily and her breathing grows chaotic. Really? No, I'm curious. I want to know what kind of pain that would be. Even if I die, how would it be any worse than how I'm living now? Or perhaps what you call pain might end up being pleasure for me. I think this is her inner thoughts. Florence looked at the girl, and then she laughed, as though she's silently amused by her. In that case, why don't you tell me what the world you're seeing right now is like? After hearing that, the girl looks out the window. Her eyes sparkles for a moment. Florence thinks she can see something in her eyes. An amusement park. A happy, lively, heavenly place. There you can be happy, no matter what you seek. The girl grabs Florence's hand and pulls her over. The eyes meet. Here are wide and unblinking, fully exposed to Florence. Can you see it? A dreamscape filled with cries of joy, a kaleidoscopic fantasy, one that makes my heart race and fills me with non-stop pleasure, one that makes me feel like I'm still alive. For a moment, Florence can almost hear the laughter and music from the park. But soon, the girls hurried panting down those sounds out. Can a person fantasize really influence others? A guess that is so bold that even Florence finds it hard to believe. Beginning welling up in her neural cloud. She can clearly feel her clock speed rising, and the circulatory fluid's flow rate going up. She's getting excited too, even if she didn't intend it to be. In the end, Florence breaks away from the girls, turns away, leaving the ward. On her way out, she noticed an amusement park stamp board on the girl's bedside table. It is odd, but it has been very well preserved.
Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. This accelerator is familiar, but the dread is not. Okay, we had a weird vision right now. Are we back to that? Hey? The light is too dazzling for my drowsy brain. It awakens me, but also intensifies the pain in my head. Right. Ah, you are awake at last. I open my eyes and see Florence before me, looking at me with a concerned expression on her face. This scene feels very familiar. Unfortunately, I have a splitting headache, and I still remembered what she just did now. So I cannot bring myself to be as close to her as I was just now. The procedure was very successful, but completely recovering will take time. Recovering from what? Like she put us to sleep. Procedure? Like what? A surgical procedure? There's a scalpel on the table beside the slab, along with a slew of medical devices, whose purpose completely eludes me. I have a pretty good idea of what Florence did while I was unconscious. I try moving my body, and fortunately, everything seems to be working fine. What did you do to me? What else could I do? I'm a medical doll. All I do is provide treatment. Also, I make sure to hold myself back, even when looking at your sleeping face, Commander. Or, are you saying you wanted me to do something to you, Commander? Good. The headache flares. No. Speaking of which, what exactly did I need treated for, anyway? It is true that she has been giving me plenty of treatments since I came here. First, it was feeding me medications. Then jabbing me. Now, it is full-on surgery, and she's even treating it like some kind of reward. It was to fix your brain problems, of course. At the very least, it had to make you remember me, Commander. She laughs and draws closer to me, radiating goodwill. For a moment, I brought back to when I first met her, and all the cruel things she did seem utterly unrelated to her. Well, did you have a dream? Sort of. I rub my temples and the piercing pain banished the fog in my brain for a while, allowing me to instantly recall what I saw in my dream. I saw a rundown amusement park and that stamp book. This stamp book, the one I'm holding now, it was all teared and filthy. Oh. Then, did you dream of me, Commander? You were mourning my name the whole time. So we woke up from the amusement park? Mourning you? You're making that up, aren't you? I think back on what I saw. That vision was incomparably real, and complete comparable to all the previous times. But soon, the brain fog rolls back in, and try as I might, I just cannot recall the memory in its entirety. Oh, I was just asking. After all, I would feel terribly alone if only I remembered you, while you didn't remember me. I look around. Those are medical devices everywhere in the room, but rather than a clinic, all those mysterious chemicals and experimental equipment lining the walls make it look more like a lab. Meanwhile, the area cordoned off by several sheets of white cloth on the other side of the room ought to be a makeshift recovery ward. I can vaguely make out the shape of patient's bed there. Yeah, we can see it in the background. What are you looking at? I don't know if she's worried that I found something, but Florence suddenly thrusts her face into mine and blocks my line of sight. Where is this place? I decided not to ask about the cornered area directly and inquire something else instead. This doesn't look like an amusement park, and there are no other guests here. It is the manager's private clinic, of course. One of those so-called employer-only, no visitors allowed areas. Huh. So it was your room. Yup. So if there's anything you want to do with me here, this is the perfect place for it, you know? A perfect place. Absolutely nobody is going to find us here. She fixes me with an earnest gaze, like she's trying to send some kind of message to me. What could she possibly be getting at? I don't want to know. I will pass. When does the next round start? After thinking briefly, I decided to head to the next attraction instead. I need to learn more through playing the game, so hanging around here won't help. Won't you stay a little longer? It's been so long since we shared a lovey-dovey world for two. Oh, she is actually sad. You're in such a hurry to leave right after completing your surgery. Take care of your body, okay? Definitely not. Looks like you are more anxious than me, Commander. Okay. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. Its metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically. Incomprehensible steep drops, hard turns, and dizzy spirals. Okay, we have exact text. Even a 90-degree direct downwards descent. It gleams with a metallic sheet in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Is it the same one? Even the launch mechanism is designed to look like some vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It is not too hard to imagine what kind of sound its engine will make. Ta-da! Commander, come look. This is our next most exciting attraction, the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. Granted, it looks quite impressive, but in the end it is just a roller coaster. And the most important thing is that it looks completely the same as the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. I do hope that 9000 does not mean that we have 9000, like, those journeys, trials, that we wrote for the first event. Haven't we been on this one before? I wave my stamp book at Florence. Wouldn't it be the best to move to another attraction to clear all the stages quickly and claim the grand prize as fast as possible? Oh? What are you talking about, Commander? We haven't gone on this one yet. You must not clear the stages out of order, you know? Must not? Florence looked at me in surprise, like I just said something strange. What do you mean? Haven't got on this one yet? You really think about adding +1 to the number makes it a brand new ride? I look around, trying to see if everyone else around me agrees. Quite the opposite, in fact. All the guests here look at me like I grew a second head. What? Oh my god. Why is everything starting with all the guests?
What is this guy talking about? We only just arrived at the park, didn't we?
Frightened woman. Esme, how many times have we gone on this right now? This ought to be our first time, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No. This definitely isn't our first time here.
Okay, that's a feeling of deja vu.
What's going on? I mean, surely it is no big deal if she is already ridden the roller coaster before, right? Upon seeing their confused look on my face, Florence approaches and sneaks quietly to soothe me, but it does nothing to relieve my unease. I mean, surely it's no big deal if she's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? Okay, this is from what we remembered, okay? If you enjoyed the ride, then going on several times more surely don't be an issue. Oh yes, you have ridden it with me a numbers of times. Don't you usually go on it with me several times, Commander? Florence smiles is as warm as ever, but right now, it seems utterly alien. She's saying what I said. She clearly remembered what's going on, but she's pretending that this is our first time on this ride. What is Florence's game here? Now then, take your seat, Commander. Hurry. The guests present don't seem to have realized they are gone on the ride already. They excited board the roller coaster like it is their first time. Dubious, I follow suit. Now then, your seat is here, Commander. Even my place is the exact same as before. I look around. The others are in practically the same seats in the first round. Meanwhile, the seats of the people who have vanished are naturally empty. Silently, my thoughts are interrupted by an absurd glare. Abrupt. Pauline is looking at me. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happened to be an empty seat beside you. Sorry, Florence. As Florence prepared to sit down beside me like before, I get up right before she takes the seat and walk over to the woman looking at me as Florence watches in shock. Not going to sit beside Miss Manager? We don't have much time, so I will just skip that for now. I look at Florence, who is also looking at me. I cannot tell what she's thinking from her gaze. I thought she dragged you off for punishment. I didn't expect to see you again. Pauline's words confirmed my guess. Let's get to the point. I don't do pleasantries. We take our seats and do up our safety belts. I deliberately avoid Florence's gaze. I have finished the ride once before, but the other seems to have forgotten about this. Is that all? What else should there be? Mia found out about this too, and things didn't end well for her. Looks like you know more than I do, but even remembered that it happened to Mia. However, Mia went crazy after learning too much and self-destructed. This is clearly not the case for Pauline. Why are you alright? Are you that eager for me to die? I mean, I just want to soak up some experience for protecting myself. Pauline suddenly smiles. a gaze drifting to the top of the roller coaster in the distance. Don't worry too much. I have been on this roller coaster about a dozen times, and I'm still sitting here perfectly fine. A dozen times? So she didn't die. But she did not get the full clear price, and she has not left the park all the time. Well, I don't know the exact number, but I don't remember anything from more than a dozen loops ago. It is as though she senses my confusion, because she speaks in a cool, calm manner, like she's talking about the weather. Go on. One day, during a certain reward time, I began to recall what happened before I came to the park. I slowly realized what's going on. I'm not the only one. Many people have begun walking up to. What? So does that medicine really fix the brain? After suspecting Florence for too long, I'm suddenly at loss for words. Was she really just giving us medicine care? And is this looping amusement park just a psychiatric ward for treatment mental patients? Then why is it everyone, including myself, has fuzzy memories? And that was when their real nightmare started. Pauline seems to have anticipated my reply, because she continues. We began going on the ride in order to chase those brief moments of lucidity, and as a result, we began actively playing the game. That was when the stakes of the attraction began going up, when lives began to be lost. Do you not want to leave this place? Pauline shakes her head. It is not what we don't want to, but we cannot. Haven't you realized it yet? There's no way out. There's really strange is that the exit seems to have vanished after you came here. I can kind of guess how she did it. Probably through another form of drug. As you can see, that manager is very good at this sort of things. The drugs damage our brain, making us see something that isn't really there, and keeping us from finding the way back. When you refuse to play, you won't get your reward. When your memories become hazy, which makes it even harder to find you the way back, or even to remember why you need to escape in the first place. But even after playing for so long, I have never been able to truly find a way out of here. That's the other reason why we cannot escape. The reward is all like a drug, which makes Pauline's and the other symptoms. But it also makes the dependence on this place. Florence drugs, syringes, and that procedure of hers come to mind again. Is this why you're remaining here, even after learning all this information? Not entirely. I know how this park works, but I also know that I deserve to be here for what I have done. Pauline smutters quietly, then smiles again. It is related to your job. If I'm not wrong, you are a tracker from the monkey security. I cannot say. Still clinching to your NDA at a time like this? Well, just think of me as a resident here. Once I have turned the usual in from my new normal, that means I have been completely tamed by this park. All I can tell you is that the clear price or whatnot is a lie. The moment you came here and the main gate vanished behind you, you will never be able to leave this place. As for that manager, I should have realized it earlier. She is the one controlling the poison and the medicine both. She's just making us, who make us dance, in the palm of her hand. There's no way we could leave. In no way she would ever curse us. If you don't believe me, check that stamp book you are holding. I take out the book, and the wind riddles its pages, flipping page after page, but the contents are all indistinct. I cannot see the right names on the requirements for collecting stamps, and most importantly, there's no end of the pages. They keep flipping and flipping endlessly. We never saw the others, like we really never flipped the page. What's going on here? Just like how the main gate vanished at the start. I would have sworn I was seeing things if I have not been certain that my mind was clear. Or perhaps that was an illusion. But in that case, where is the line between reality and illusion in this place? So if all this is a lie, then why are you? No, why are we trapped here? There's no point to all of this. Who knows? Perhaps it's just because it's fun? I look where Pauline is looking. Florence is smiling sadistically as she starts the roller coaster up. Why are you telling me this? Even the most exciting game becomes boring after it turns out in a routine. I'm just tired. In the next moment, we are plunged into the pitch-dark tunnel. I hear the same sounds of the flash tearing like before, and the air once again turns damp and sickly sweet. Dripping. More dripping. The wind is still howling, but I can hear droplets of liquid splashing to the ground. Pauline! What I can see now is a shredded, severed limbs, but I can tell who it belongs. Even after being ripped to pieces, Pauline didn't scream. Didn't even make a sound. Commander, maybe you should take care of yourself before worrying about her. Florence has moved up to me without me noticing, a cheerful smile on her face. Behind her, the gore-soaked consumed clowns are capering around and playing with brightly colored balloons. You don't have to worry about that. Now then, congratulations to all players for completing a course of the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. What's next? 9002? As the people around me celebrate their survival, I walk directly up to Florence. We need to talk. Oh, so eager, Commander? Unfortunately, there are no special surprises this time around. There's nothing else I can do. In contrast to her usual antics, Florence turns and makes the leap. Dropping the egg now. I open up the stone box and throw it in front of her. How many more secrets does this amusement park have? I take a big step forward, past Florence, and block her path. Going on rides over and over again, losing our memories, never getting their clear price. This endless game is nothing but a scam. And people have died for the last scam, for the lame scam. Forceful, aren't you, Commander? That just excites me even more. Answer my question. Oh. However, the word fades into a blur before my eyes. Oh, what a shame. I haven't got this hoard and bottle in a while. But you folded so quickly.
What did you do?
It's just because you were too hasty, no? After all, you did just undergo a medical procedure and haven't finished recovering yet. You should not have gone on such an exciting ride in your current state.
That's actually on us.
Florence reaches her hand out and places it in front of me. See? You cannot see anything anymore.
Is that so?
My vision steadily returns, but by the time it resolves into clarity, the scene before me is completely different. Just like the illusion from before, I'm seeing that ruined amusement park. This time, however, every detail is rendered incredibly clarity, to the point where it doesn't seem like an illusion at all.
That's right. This place is...
I remember everything now.
Huh? So, it really is an amusement park. And those people are all...
Black currents all hidden here?
Black currents? Okay, I don't really know what they mean by that.
Surprise at flyer. A tempting flyer that entrails the visitors to this place. Dear Commander. Guess who I am?
This way of speaking.
Don't tell me it's... Well, I just junk mails passed their filter again. Wait, don't delete this so soon, Commander. This time it is really important. It is different from all the previous commissions. A shipment of goods from Manga Security went missing along with the person accompanying it. Can they handle it by themselves? Since why did they need a bounty hunter like me to wipe their asses? I'm not interested in dirtying my hands with all the affairs. You're probably about to say, but hold on, leaving aside the payment for the commissions. I promise that finding them before Manga Security thus has only upsides for you. Oh? I have to admit, this is quite appealing. And if I'm not wrong, this shipment probably contains something of great interest to me. I have already sent the locations and important files over. Oh yes, this mission is little special, so don't bring your dolls along. After all, we haven't seen each other in a while, so let's keep this nice and intimate, shall we? In any case, I will definitely take responsibility and keep you safe, Commander. Plus, the payment is, you know, something. Of course, and the most important thing is that the extra bonus payment. Namely, my... What the hell kind of scam did she get caught in up? While I know exactly who made this commission, it still looks like some kind of a new scam. Unable to bear it any longer, I immediately closed the mail. The rest of it's probably some meaningless drivel. Then I opened the attachments to see what files the client sent. In addition to the coordinates of my destination in a photograph. Is a photograph? Oh, so it really is an amusement park. Are those people and the black currents all hidden here? Okay, I still don't know what they mean. Phantom Funland. Revelation. Russell. Russell. There's a sound of footsteps. Or to be precise, the sound of 10 odd people walking together through this deserted wasteland. Clearly, they have been here for far too long. Their clothes are tattered rags, and their frames are emaciated. Their eyes are sunk and hollow, and their rags are stained in blood. Some of their bones have scabbled over. Others are earthing past, and there's even one who cannot walk, their wheelchair squeaking as they're rolling along. This so-called amusement park is nothing more than a set of long-abandoned ruins. It is only barely recognizable as having once been an amusement park. While it is hard to recognize them, there is no doubt that those sleepwalking amid the ruins are visitors of this amusement park. Like ghosts, they have forgotten their past and are forever trapped here. I have found it at last. Dear guests, thank you for waiting. And now, our next attraction. Sweet Startling Night. Again. Florence's affectionately enthusiastic voice spreads through the air, and those aimless wanderers looks like they have received some kind of command, because they all slowly gather in the building behind Florence. It is a building that is neither scary nor filled with the park's spirit. All it has are discolored walls and a metal plaque above its entrance that looks like it's going to fall off at any moment. Meanwhile, Florence is happily explaining the buildings while those guests who are prepared to enter it eagerly plague with the park's attractions. Over and over again. The ride never ends. Now then, since time is tight, let's hurry up and... I'm out. Huh? Countless vacant eyes turned to look at me, just like they did to Mia when she tried to stop the other guests from boarding the roller coaster. Meanwhile, these guests come to a halt as well. I can hear them whispering to each other. Well, there's nothing for it. You do realize that even if it's you will have to be punished for interfering with the game, right, Commander? As Florence said this, she gives me a meaningful look. I believe I can understand what she's trying to tell me. Keep talking. Huh? You know, I just thought of something very interesting all of a sudden. When you are walking on the streets and see many people looking at the sky, what would you do? Look up and see what's in the sky? Even if there's nothing there, there's a subconsciously peers pressure effect gathered by this collective behavior that will make you think something is there. At moments like this, adding in a tiny little variable can fool your brain into thinking there actually is something in the sky, even make you believe fervently in some non-existent miracle. Well, that's quite interesting. As a medical doll, you should understand this phenomenon better than an amateur like me, right? I believe it's called cognitive hallucination. Hallucination? What does it mean? It means the entire amusement park is nothing but a man-made hallucination. To others, you probably just appears like a bunch of lunatics reading a rust bucket amidst combat ruins. Alright. Up until just now, I was part of those lunatics. But fortunately, nobody came. So, we are all seeing the same thing, even communicating with each other without any impediment? Is it even possible? What do you think, Miss Medical Doll? Who knows? But perhaps I could do it? Have some faith in yourself. You already did. The critical variable is putting off a collective hallucination might be anxiety and stress, or the rate of spread achievable in an encroached areas. You, on the other hand, probably used something that was quicker and more convenient drugs. This is the potion that you control. Fu. It is like you're being putting on me on trial. How exciting. You should know about oitis better than me. Okay, this is the same thing, right? I just knew you were familiar with that drug too. But unfortunately, not even I could get that much oitis. After all, I'm just a faint and weak medical doll, and I definitely would not be able to kidnap all those people. You probably could not get oitis directly, but for something else, it might be possible. If Nikita's intel is correct, Monkey Security was escorting a shipment of special cargo, codename Black Current. Okay, this is continuance from the Nikita star request. They have completely different names. What even the connection between them? Most of the Black Current shipment was just ordinary channel goods. But according to the intel I received, a large portion of the cargo Lord's Monkey Security was transporting to the contamination zones containers the contraband drugs oitis. Monkey Security? Why does it name Black Current transport? Due to the effect of the drugs and their hallucinations, their guests don't quite seem to understand the meaning of those words. But their unconsciousness response makes those terms feel familiar to them. This reaction perfectly validates my guess. And as it turns out, every single guest here besides you and me just happened to be Monkey Security transport personnel. One could say that it was them who brought a full load of black currant all the way over here to supply both the guests and oitis for you. And it was you who hijacked that truck right here and used the contraband they were transporting to engineer a collective hallucination, forcing them to go through one game after another. The events that even she was forcing them to role-play and relive in that haunted house might have been the lead-up to the truck hijack. That's strange. Why are we here? You idiot. Where did you get your license? At this rate, we won't reach level LV14. It's not level 4. Oh god, it's a city. Even if we drive through the night. How could you even handle all those transport runs with such crappy skills? If you tried that shit in the crimination zones, they would suit your pants off. Shut up. I'm checking the route now. Damn, what's going on? Who changed the route and when? Do you know how many shipments we have lost already? If we mess this run up, we are all going down together. God damn it. Who messed with the vehicle auto navigation? Their routes have been messed up ever since we left the warehouse. Bloody hell, who else would touch it beside you? It was my fault. I'm sorry, I messed up. I messed everything up. Esme? Why is it you? What are you doing here? No wonder they were so scared. After all, moving a black currant shipment of that scale was not an ordinary assignment. So all those people are manga security people. Honestly? Interesting. So, this is like some redemption arc by Florence? In addition, they were already panicking from messing up the assignment. Combined with the large dose of oitis you gave them, it is no wonder they became putty in your hands. Even if you are correct about your observations, that is nothing but a sensible sounding supposition, Commander. Perhaps it was the manga security people leaping into their own products after learning how valuable the shipment was. But then they ended up getting stuck here in a hell of their own making. In other words, all this was nothing more than the result of their own greed, which coincidentally happened to turn into the collective hallucination you were talking about. That sounds like quite a miracle, don't you think? What you say makes sense too, and losing the shipment might be nothing more than a wordplay to evade responsibility for their actions. But that's just how lies are. To deceive others, you must first deceive themselves. Also, the symptoms of those people don't look like those of oitis users, even if they're very close. Apart from their hallucinations and severe cognitive impairment, there are also signs of memory loss, poor awareness of time and locations, visual and auditory impairment, and other major symptoms. All of those are very rare in oitis-related reports. Among all of them, you are the only one with the ability to improve on oitis. Also, you are not belong to manga security. You possess paramedical skills, and you even served as a park manager to keep up the hallucination. Me? Commander, you seem to have forgotten something. I have no reason to do all of this. Florence suddenly laughs, and there's a hint of exasperation in her eyes. Exasperation fills my heart. It seems she's completely lost in her role. Or rather, that's what makes me even more certain that it is you. After all, only you would do this sort of things, right? Orchestrating all this simply and purely because it was fun, in search of a thrill. Of course, seeking thrills is my core directive, but I'm not that bad, am I? Well, everything she's saying is designed to avoid accountability for her actions. Expressions and movements are getting bolder and bolder, to the point where I suspect she's trying to provoke me. It is hard to say. Florence loves excitement and thrills, but that's not the main problem now. In order to deal with this incident, I need to start by dealing with her. All you need to know is that I and everyone here will no longer be playing this game with you. Okay, how do you explain the clowns? Florence glances at the blank-eyed visitors. Then she gestures grandly, and several robots moves up to surround us. Is that so? What a shame, but I cannot let the game end yet. You and the others will keep to us company for a while, Commander. Oh, close up. Let me make things a little more exciting, Commander. Oh, we're fighting against her. It is time for your correction, Florence. And she will probably like it. Ah, I lost. Florence slumps to the ground, her body contorted from the excessively difficult pose she's trying to take. She lifts her head in excitement, her cheeks flushed in a suspicious red. Congratulations on completing Thrill of Wonderland, Commander. Playtime at the pretend park is over. You can stop talking like that now. Oh, don't be so hasty, Commander. Why not finish the punishment round before claiming your grand prize? However, this time, I'm the one who will be getting punished. The robot silently approached me, offering mysteriously devices and syringes loaded with liquid in various colors for me to choose from. What are those? I randomly pick up a syringe. I cannot believe you picked that, Commander. Your boldness is so surprising. Still, it's also very exciting. I immediately put the syringe back down. I pick up the stamp book. Outside the hallucinations, it is nothing more than a tiered stamp book with a distinctly retro feel to it. Clearly, it came from the same era as this abandoned amusement park. There's a brand new stamp on the final page, as though to remind me that everything is over. Really? Price exchange. Dear guests, please select your price. So, what kind of prize do you want after completing the game? Florence still seems to be immersed in the park manager role, which comes off a little bizarre. I hand the stamp book over to her. I want you and all of those people who died in the hallucination. Huh? Florence furrows her brow. She seems to be thinking. After all, this is a grand prize. Oh, unfortunately, you can only pick one of them. You may have beaten me, but their respective hallucinations are still going on. Even if they realize it is a hallucination, they will soon forget about it. In their eyes, the world is still a dreamlike amusement park of fantasies. There's a fine line between poison and medicine. After hearing that Pauline said, I'm wondering exactly which part of what you provide was poison and which part was medicine. And my guess is that she has not dosed them with their improved oities for a long time now. Otherwise, there would not be so many guests going crazy. My recovery. That was probably because of Florence's somewhat theatric treatment. It wasn't just me, Pauline, Esme, Mireille, and the others. Everyone who claimed a reward regained some of their clarity. If all she wants was to trap them here forever, then tending to their bodies and minds would be important. But she also have to top up their improved oities. But the truth is, everyone would have steadily learned the truth during the game. Even a case like Pauline's. What's happening now is not normal. And besides, thanks to you, my head is fully clear now, and I remember exactly what kind of person you are. You were the one who treated me, right? I watched Florence's reaction as I questioned her. Treated you? The reward was just to top off your dose of the improved Otis. Still, there are always those who recover quickly. She's clearly lying. The improved Otis acted as a poison, but after receiving their rewards, the guests' minds became clear, as though they had taken medicine. I'm so confused. So is she I don't think she's bad. I think she's actually trying to treat us. But if she really was the owner of this park and the architect of the entire scenario, then why would she need to lie about this? Truth be told, she has done far too many things that were not strictly necessary. I see. Looks like things are as I guessed. Florence was probably treating us in a secret to avoid someone's eyes. And this person is probably the mastermind behind all this. Oh, is this the girl that was like wearing with bandages and stuff in the middle somewhere? I look around and count the number of people again. Before playing Sweet Startling Night, there were 12 guests apart from Florence and me. After that, Esme, Marine and Pauline received punishment, so there should only be 9 people left. But there's one more. Because no matter how many times I count the group, there are 10 people here right now. Did any new player join us? I wouldn't have been able to stay with you if there have not been, right? After all, I would have a guide. The new attraction rounds. Huh? I nod. Florence has no reason to lie about this. In that case, the only explanation is the dead coming back to life. Where are the people who died in the game? You have already seen them, Commander, albeit through in veil. Must be talking about that makeshift clinic where Florence was performing her surgery on me. She's even blocked my line of sight back then. Are they still alive? They are mentally scared, but otherwise fine. However, their brains still think they are dead, even though it is just a hallucination, so they won't wake up for a long time. Which means they were not really dead, is that right? Mia, Fleur, Esme, Meryl and Pauline. After I find them, I see all 5 of them have received treatment from Florence, and they are slowly recovering from the symptoms. I remember what Pauline said about people only starting to die on the ride after a certain point. Did anyone else die before this? Florence shakes her head. That narrows things down. I think I know who it is. Only one person would have done this. Maybe Girls Frontline 1 people know? Dark dream, dark hearts. The seeds of the evil grow strong, nurtured by desire. Oh, you are awake? What a surprise. It is treatment time again. Florence wheels out the usual paraphernalia and stands by side of the girl's bed. Girl, now we see her more normally, and I'm asking if Girls Frontline won, if she's like somewhere present there. Because Commander looks like she knows someone who might do some things. I really not wake up that often. Of course. Also judging from your vital signs, it seems you did not consume any oils today. Florence performed a routine examination on the girl and reads off her parameters. It must have been hard for you to resist the urge, right? As Florence prepares to administer the first of the treatments, the girl shakes her head in silence. Hard? It must be harder for you, isn't it, Florence? After all, you have been caring for me for so long, and yet my body remains like this. Well, as you think about that, the easier things will be for me. I can heal your body. In fact, I have cured a lot of exotic illnesses in the past. But these are exceptions to everything, and there, rather than waste your time on someone beyond helping like me, why not use your efforts on something else? You do realize I'm not doing this for free, right? I'm hardly a philanthropist. Are you talking about how I helped repair your frame? Well, aren't you a grateful doll? I did it because it was convenient and it fell within my field of specialty. You have been helping to care of my frame all this time, right? Then I might as well help you care of your body too. And besides, I'm curious about diseases and symptoms I haven't seen before. And so, this human and doll, who would normally have nothing to do with each other, ended up coexisting briefly due to their special both lining up specialties. That's true. After Florence checks her syringe, she pumps the plug to get the air bubbles out, flicks it to remove any stray droplets, and drives the sharp needle into the girl's skin. Florence, would you like to go with me? To an amusement park, I mean? This is the first time she asks Florence this question, and it catches her off guard. Florence pondered what could mean, whether for good or ill. They hit their face in the first time. I bet she's from Girls Frontline 1. The girl grabs Florence's hand, mid-injection. You know, I love amusement parks. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. You know them better than I do. I cannot live without you. Once you make a full recovery, I will take you to one. You're lying. You're lying to me, aren't you? But it is alright. Even if you're always lying to me, I'm always welcome you to my park. Oh, she's more mad and not sad. Florence, I will be bringing you to my amusement park soon. Something is wrong. A strange feeling suddenly rises up from the depths of Florence's neural cloud and spreads through the rest of her body. This should be an ordinary conversation, but in that instance, Florence finds that she is frozen solid. No, she's not frozen. Rather, she cannot move. It is as though Florence has broke down, and no matter how hard she tries, that hand of hers is frozen halfway through the pressing the plunge of her syringe. Okay, she is the mastermind. She even kidnapped Florence. And it won't be just you. Many people will come to the amusement park. Don't worry, I will play with all of you. Your amusement park. It isn't just her fingers either. Just then that Florence realized that every single part of her has been forced to halt. Cannot even speak normally. She's blushing. Okay, this is a crazy mad girl. This is when crazy meet crazy. That's right. My amusement park. What have you done to me? The girl ignores Florence's choppy speech, and her pretty face twirls up. I guarantee it that this will be the most interesting and exciting amusement park in the world. Let's enjoy it together, shall we? Even though she is never actually been to an amusement park before, her delusions drive her to utter such crazy things. I guarantee you will be satisfied with your experience. After all, we are the same, you and I. Isn't that right, Florence? I think you are even worse. With her visual modules shut down, Florence's eyes have been glassy and dull, like she is shut down. Oh my, pardon me. You may speak, I permit it. In contrast to her haunted tone, the girl struggles to bring out her computer from beside her. After plugging into one of the Florence access ports, she begins entering commands. So she did hijack Florence in the app. What did you do? Slowly, Florence resumes normal functioning. They are backdoor to everything, don't you know? Did you like the malicious code I wrote just for you? All your permissions and access now belong to me? Honestly, did you not even suspect me for a moment? Even after I helped maintaining you for so long? Or are you saying you are looking forward to what I'm about to do? The girl gently pats Florence's cheek. Now then, the first things you are going to do for me is improve Otis. That should be easy given your skills. No, what should we call this new drug? How about euphoria? And then we can have a good, long discussion about one of my favorite things. Collective hallucinations. Oh god. There will be a shipment of products coming through here soon. This is our only chance. If you insist on carrying out such a bold plan, I cannot guarantee success. You do realize that telling me the odds of failure only excites me more, right? And besides, it is not like you can refuse my commands either, can you? Of course, I don't mind for spicing up your obedience with a little back talk. However, saying that isn't like you, isn't it? Do you really think things will go well for you if I die? Bang! Huh? The girl memes and explosions, but Florence is unmoved and unafraid. You interested in those people or in their shipment? I wonder. Both. The girl's fingers run over the surface of her portable terminal, and she cannot help humming to herself as she sees those familiar faces. Both, perhaps? I know everyone on this transport run. They are perfect as playmates. Oh, how exciting. The trap is set, and the targets will be stopping at the ramp. They have a 90 seconds window to act, Florence. I will bait the enemy, so begin the operation.
He's laughing. I will not try to do a maniacal laugh. And Florence is happy.
Not exciting enough? It was close, but we did it in the end, Florence. And now, everything is ready. The new drag, the park, and the first batch of guests. With this, Thriller Wonderland opens its doors.
Final guests. This is the last broadcast before the park closes down, but there are still visitors who are reluctant to leave. We passed a rust-molded roller coaster. The seats are shaky and looks like they could fall off any moment. It seems like it's been abandoned for a long time. Sights like this are nothing unusual in the yellowed zone. I think this is the first time we arrived here. I look down and decide to stay by dealing with the girl in front of me.
Is something wrong?
The wind blows, causing the glass or bottles about her to collide gently, like wind chimes. A look of panic crosses the face of the girl in the wheelchair, like she's being startled. The mysterious device on her begins beeping alerts in response to her emotional fluctuation. Oh, come on, I'm not that scary, am I? At the very least, I'm practically a saint compared to what you have done here.
What? What that's supposed to mean? What? What you just said now? What's that supposed to mean? Is this all a hallucination? But I can still see the amusement park?
I mean exactly what I said. You are the one who trapped all those people in this abandoned amusement park, right? Esme? Oh, it is Esme.
Esme?
She tilts her head. Apparently, she does not remember that name. Apart from the others who noticed something was amiss, most people won't even remember having riddled the attractions multiple times. In that respect, there's nothing wrong at all with her response.
While I don't know what you're talking about, if we don't continue, everyone will.
What happens if we go on? That's not going to happen, because I have caught the owner of this amusement park.
Caught? Oh!
I approach Esme, then grab the handles of her wheelchair and gently push her.
Hey, what are we doing? Miss Manager?
Because for Florence, who follows us without hesitation? The owner of the amusement park is Esme, which is to say, you. Am I correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then let's start with what makes you suspicious, shall we? Among the 5 dead people, you were the last to enter the park.
Esme, how many times have we gone to this right now? This ought to be our first time, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here.
Okay, this is not the Esme that I remember in my vision.
No, this definitely isn't our first time here.
The frightened woman grows more afraid after that. Her grip tightened unconsciously, causing Esme to grow in pain as she starts having troubles breathing. Let go of me. I cannot breathe. Right. This is your only second time on the roller coaster. Michele, you knew Florence's name as well, right? It's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. But that's because she said my name first. So I asked her name. She says the same thing as Mia, but she didn't go crazy like Mia. Don't worry too much. I have been on this roller coaster about a dozen times, and I'm still sitting here perfectly fine. A dozen times. Everyone's been on the ride more than twice, but this way only your second time. That definitely happened to Miss Esme. In other words, not long after you joined, all the people who were starting to recover began dying on the rides, one after another. Like Pauline said, this slaughter was not a risk that came paired with a reward. Quite the opposite. In fact, it was a form of a cruel revenge. You could not bear to see anyone recovering, so you decided to join the game in person and kill everyone that Florence managed to cure. But the others were suspicious too, right? Of course. But if it was them, or if it was you would probably have made your move sooner. But Miss Esme died too, and she was killed by Miss Mirilli. It is my fault. I'm sorry. I messed up. I messed everything up. Esme, why is it you? What are you doing here? You useless trash. Stop causing troubles here already. Get the hell away from the shipment. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Please don't chase me away or kill me. No. Yes, because she was the real ghost in the haunted house. She should never have been on the monkey truck. Yet she was there, and she made the poor guests relive the event of the day they were kidnapped over and over again. What does it mean? Mireille and Pauline both thought that she should not have been there. Why do you think that is? There are too many reasons for that. And she's still trying to do her best for being clueless. Because she's not from monkey security. Maybe. That's not very likely. After the others regained their memory, every one of them began suspecting me, but none of them suspect Esme. The main reason why they suspected me was because we had no shared memories to prove my identity. That implies that Esme was present in their memories, which means she was definitely a monkey security employee. However, she was not part of the transportal deal. Why is that? Don't forget that during an emergency, having more people that you know about to help is a good thing. But Mireille utterly loathed her, to the point of saying how much she hated her. No, this is just a guess, but I'm thinking that part of it was because Esme was not part of the transport team, so she could not help them out. The other part, what really sets her off, might have been because Esme was a serial oitious thief. This isn't just a guess. It is an all-out fabrication, isn't it? Oh god, this stare. Man. We did meet someone is crazier than... Well, I think Florence is not crazy, but still. She laughed in her mocking tone,
and the mask she was wearing began to crack. A fabrication? It is true that Esme was not part of the transportal details, but she has another job. Hey, don't listen to that doll. She is the biggest liar of them all. Esme, you were a doll engineer before, weren't you? Hurry up and think of a way to scrap her. Esme glances at Florence in a panic, and then looks incredulously at herself. Huh? You mean me? As a manga-executive doll engineer, she would not need to accompany the transport details. Oh, even so, saying she's a thief is a bit too much. Well, maybe a doll engineer could not help them out. Maybe that was why Merlin hated her. Oh, it was Esme's voice, sorry. Her? You're still not going to admit that you are Esme? At the very least, it seems you have realized that Esme is the mastermind behind all of this. I continue pushing her wheelchair to one of the most common signs in the wastelands, a cliff. Oh god. Are we really that? Yeah, we do kill people, right? Next, I'm going to explain why you are the only one who could be Esme. I release my grip on the handle, causing Esme's wheelchair to roll straight forward. She exclaims in surprise, but no matter what she does, she cannot control her body well. Meanwhile, the edge of the cliff is drawing closer and closer. While mobility aids like this are not hard to operate, there are many better options for moving around like that. Her body might be so weak that it cannot utilize more agile methods like prosthetic limbs. Wait, Miss Florence! Her voice turns a little hoarser from her screaming, and I reach out just in time to bring the wheelchair under control. By the time she comes to a halt, she is less than half a meter from the edge. Her face is flushed red in panic, and her forehead is covered in breaths of sweat. Oh, Commander, you're even more extreme than I am. From what I can see, after discounting the guests from the hallucination, the only one who could not have taken part in a transport mission is you. Wait, seriously? Just because of that? It is true that Esme could have been anyone, but your body means that you could not have been anyone but Esme. Huh? Okay, that's too deep. Wimmer. Esme looks like she's about to cry, but there's a hint of a smile on her face. Oh, sorry, but after hearing what you said, I realize it too. It seems I'm really an Esme. However, I forgot everything what happened in the park, like you said. Perhaps my brain damage got worse after dying and coming back? Her face is innocent, with a friendly smile on it. Even if you were right about everything, that I'm Esme, that I'm severely crippled, and that I'm a manga security doll engineer, so what? You could also say that all the killing that occurred after I joined was entirely caused by Florence in order to frame me. That way, she could dump all the blame for all her crimes committed in search of thrills at my feet while continuing to rub up against you. So, are you saying that she treated those people, treated me, but could only cover it up with lies, never able to tell the truth? That this all was an act? I look at Florence. Strangely enough, she does not say anything. I mean, it is not impossible. I have an idea that's more likely. Would you like to hear it? There's a reason why Florence could only treat them in secret and could only remain silent even when you cast doubts on her. Did I ask for your opinion? Then get up and stop me if you can. I ignore her and continue speaking. My guess is that someone was controlling her. Perhaps even in possession of her authorization, which means that for the most part, she has to obey orders. And so she obeyed her orders and managed this hallucinatory amusement park. Even if she wanted to treat those people, she could only do it secretly. Surely you're not going to say that I did it because I'm a doll engineer, aren't you? Got this face. Nobody else can do it. Am I wrong? I advise you not to keep denying it. Anything will be cleared when we check Florence's ownership data. And even if you try encrypting it, our engineer skills are far superior to yours. But that means you cannot check it now, no? Looks like you know that there are no other dolls engineers here beside you. And the reason for that is because everyone here beside you was kidnapped from the transport data details. That was why they were so shocked when they saw you. And besides, did I even tell you her name was Florence before you called her name? What? Oh, this is such a cliché thing. Everyone else besides you called her manager. Logically speaking, how could you have known her name if you had really lost your memories like the others? How would you have to known to call her Florence? Uh-oh. I knew it. All sorts of interesting things do happen in the amusement park. And here I was getting tired of watching this lot scream. Fortunately, you showed up. So, do you wanna to say it? Or should I do the honors? What is there to say? Yes, I kidnapped Florence, made her modified Earthin for me, and then I kidnapped those old friends of mine who all deserved it, mind you, and had them pay with me instead of smuggling contrabands. Pretty fun, all things considered. So they deserve to die. What about yourself? I never said I didn't deserve it. We could all have done together. And you, I think you and I could be the super best friends. It's so crazy. Your approval fills me with shame. Still, there's one thing I don't understand. How did you do all this? After all, given her current state, it is hard to imagine how she could trap so many people here. Oh, I know I'm weak, and nobody thought that I could do anything outrageous. No, nobody suspected me when their roosts were changed, their cargo was swept, their truck were attacked, and when I showed up in front of them. They all thought they could deal with me easily, just as you are thinking now. Monka? Thing is, people's perceptions of reality can vary, just like in a hallucination. I still have many ways to fight. Would you like to experience them? Okay, that was quite easy fight. Manning laughing. Despite being down for the count, Esme seems even more ecstatic than before. She laughs manically, like she has seen something funny. Any more tricks you would like to put out of your sleeves? I changed my mind. Why don't you stay behind and keep playing with me? If you do that, I will guarantee you that these people will make it back in a healthy and sane state. How about that? You have no grounds to be talking terms with me. I have been taking everyone with me when I go, including Florence and you. That's really good pound. Oh, you're going to punish me? How exciting! Speaking of Florence, I would like to ask about something. How did you come to your senses? There are backdoors to everything. You ought to know that better than me. Florence has always been trustworthy. And here's the last stage. Actually, I kind of like this kind of stories with this detail. It was really good. It was a really good read. Let's see how it concludes. I'll be back on the Elmo. Park closing announcement. An amusement park where reality and falsehoods intersect presents its own closings. Oh, that's pretty good. Will she always be watching until victory is decided? Final victor. But what did she do? Esme's body was already frail, and after being defeated in battle, is a complete mess. She looks exceptionally pathetic as she asks that question. Didn't Florence tell you? In order to continue topping off the oldest dose, she asked you to give her a cleaning where she could improve the formula and put the guests who were being punished. You talk like you were actually there. Well, simple management is boring. Much more than my time in Griffin. You should be able to relate, Esme. And so, things unfolded like Pauline said. Florence used the reward time as an opportunity to try and treat the hallucinating guests. Pauline, Mia, and Muriel all received treatments in various extents. That's why they have learned the truth to different extents and recalled their pasts, to the point where they began to sense that something was amiss. And you approached them because you realized this, Commander? Unfortunately, Pauline did not trust Florence even until the very end. The others also broke down to different degrees, and some were discovered by you, who knew everything. That's why you took actions and began killing them off, right? Oh yes, unfortunately, I ran into a tough cookie like you. Or better to say, crookie. Anyway. Esme smiles and nods without reserve. Her mask completely off now. Florence was the one who asked me for help. To be precise, I came here to help her. Only a patient as cooperative as the commander, possessing great willpower and willingness to work with their physicians, could complete the full course of treatment. So, how does it feel to be healed? Thanks to a few special ingredients, not only should you be feeling alert and full of energy, other parts of you should also be full of energy that you cannot stand it. Huh? I'm at a bit of a loss for how to respond to Florence. So I can't turn away and continue speaking. Okay, so I turn away and continue speaking to Asma. Yeah, I still don't know what she means. So, how does it feel to be healed? Thanks to very special ingredients, not only would you feel alert and full of energy, other parts of you should... what other parts? But yes, Florence did help me to get better. Oh, well done, Florence. To think you would dare do something like this on my watch? Never give up at accepting her own lab. Still, This ought to count as a surprise, right? And besides, you were having fun playing cat and mouse too. I really want to hear her voicing it. Oh, please, give us main story where Florence is present. That will be a great, big thing. That clinic was where Florence adjusted and stored the modified drug. But if I'm not wrong, he only gave her permissions to inject the modified otis, right? And she probably modified it into a different modification. I mean, the commander already left his mark on my body and soul. That's definitely not what she asked or like anything. Florence walks over and styles up to me. Not so subtle, hinting at something. Give a proper explanation, please. I'm referring to a forced execution command that the commander gave me. While it was meant for more amusing diversions. That command can bypass all authorizations and directly seize frames control permissions. While it only works for a while, it is enough if you just want to give someone an injection. Think of it as something like a safe word. After all, the commanders always do so eager and forceful, to the point where my body has trouble keeping up. You don't have to phrase it like that. Hey, don't say things that people might misunderstand. Or misinterpret. Don't be shy, Commander. Esme won't get it. You're just making things worse. I have heard enough. Everything is clear now. In short, you betrayed me, didn't you, Florence? Betrayed? That's not the word you should be using when it comes to me, isn't it? You should have known this from the moment you hijacked control of my body. Isn't an outcome like this exactly what you wanted? I was not part of the hallucination, and frankly speaking, I was getting sick of watching you all freaks out. Are you not entertained? You should be screaming yourself right now. Yes, I am, but it would be terribly unfair to hoard all the fun by myself. With the last of her strength, Esme bangs on a console beside her. Stop! After I draw my gun and fire 3 shots in rapid succession at the device. But it seems she did not enter a command, only pushed a button before slapping into her wheelchair. Like she's given up on everything. She does not even react when the bullets punch through the console and show her in sparks. Beside me, Florence is clearly on the bench of blue screening. Her various modules are in various states of shutdown. Her eyes are unfocused and she cannot speak. It is a neural cloud delete command. If I'm not wrong, she has not been backed up in a long time. Are you insane? There's no stopping it. After all, you just shot up the one thing that could influence her neural cloud. No, even I cannot stop it. Why wouldn't you kill me? Kill a shitty human being like me for the sake of a robot? Oh no, even if you don't do anything, I might die soon enough anyway. Isn't that right? First off, you can shut up now. I'm not interested in listening to the confessions of the defeat and whatever tragic backstory you have that you are using as an excuse to commit crimes. Secondly, I'm not interested in judging anyone, so I'm not going to do anything to you for the time being. And finally, you have piled up so many sins that destroying a single doll is a drop in a bucket for you. so don't try to draw false equivalences here. That said, I will make sure you get what you deserve. I guarantee it. Don't worry. Doesn't she have that? What did you call it? That safe word? Do your best, Florence. Show me just how you will protect your neural cloud now. Okay, how do we save it? Is Elmo by us? Legs. Have another close up. Looks like I have to put a little effort to return to the commander's side. You will make sure I am properly compensated for this thing, right, Commander? Florence, are you back? Florence yaps and collapses on me. As I try to catch her, her added weight makes me lose my balance, and I end up meeting the ground as well. Florence! I look at Florence, trying to see if she is back to normal. What is it, Commander? Were you worried about me? Florence studies me briefly, then smiles smugly before turning to grind herself hard on me. You managed to help her? She helped herself for the most part. Asma's body is at the end of its tether, and her voice is barely above a whisper. It is a reminder that not everything is over, even if Florence is back to normal. If you are fine, you can get off of me now. Her response makes me certain that she is fine. Together, we help Asma up as we wait for the Elmo to arrive. So, what do you two plan to do now? Well, as a medical doll, what else can I do? Florence's thoughts are the same as mine. No matter what the people here did, we have no intention of passing judgments on them. Once they are treated, we will have nothing further to do with each other. However, those contraband drugs, however little there is left of them, are taken by Florence as research samples. Don't you feel happy to have survived such a big incident? I don't know if we can consider this a success. I feel more worried than happy. I suppose it was quite an exciting experience for you. So would it kill you to enjoy it a little more? And besides, it would have been fine even if I really had been destroyed. After all, sacrificing themselves for humanity is a doll's purpose. Oh, we have such a sad music right now. Florence stands up and heads back to the clinic. That said, I'm going to cure those people first. Did we get our animation? Or the picture? I suddenly recall everything Florence did and said during the reward time segment earlier. Your treatment method seems a little questionable. What are you thinking, Commander? All that was a special service for you? So all that unnecessary crap was just your sick fetish? Who knows? Still, perhaps it was all hallucination, and all Florence did was just a simple injection. Commander, are you saying that I was so seductive and charming in the hallucination that you finally fell for me? Even if that was the case, it was just an illusion. Well, we cannot truly perceive the real world. All we know is that our senses tell us. That being the case, There's no harm in treating our dreams as reality, no? After all, in the end, the only thing we have are our memories. Saying so, Florence silently presses up against me and takes my hand before dragging me into the clinic with her. So let's start by finishing the treatment. Will that include asthma? Her treatment won't be as pleasant. Oh yes. Florence looked up at me. That familiar, foxy smile on her face. Foxy smile? What? I should Google it. Still, if you miss reward time so badly, then when we get back to the Elmo, I can let you experience the true meaning of special service. Oh god. I promise that it will feel much, much better than this. And you can experience it if you give me a lap of my own. Will you? Won't you? Yep, that looks like this is the ending. I really want to hear her voice in the main story. I think she is quite hilarious. And so that's it for the event story. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of nice. Even as a side story, we did a lot. No, we didn't find anything about the main story plot. I really miss the main story plot. But also, we certainly also not get any illustrations. Like, I wish this would be an illustration. I guess I can find it somewhere without all the screens. I hope so. But yeah, she's quite a hilarious doll. She's a medical doll, but it's not like the same as NeuroCloud. I don't know what role she has in Girls Frontline 1. But nonetheless, pretty cool. The next upcoming doll will be Lind. I am very behind on YouTube uploads, I know, but well, that's what you do. That will be it for this one event. I will be thanking you for watching and listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in the next Girls Frontline 2 story. Take care.